guys out.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with a machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018. Summer Seasons is Masters League going on, and what a wonderful day indeed, because point A, guess who's back? Well, actually that's me. So, hey, guess who's back? And then guess who's here with me? Gautam Workaholic Work, one of the most amazing people you can find in the Indian esports scene.
Yes, I'm pretty much behind the scenes most of the time, but it's very nice to be on the stream today, by the way. And I am your Clash Royale analyst, and I've been casting these games for quite some time now. We've are on episode 20, I believe, and it's been a long journey so far, and we've seen some great players coming out of the Master League, which were actually invited directly into the Master League this time. But however, as we go along, there's been a lot of relegation and promotions happening, and as we see better and better talent coming up the scene right now. But Vagish, tell me, what do you think about our Clash Royale talent?
I'm just amazed. You see, before we head off into the Clash Royale segment, okay, I went to get my eyes checked. I did not expect to see Gautam becoming aerodynamic in the process. He's supporting me. I love you, buddy. I love you. Okay, so for the people who have not met Gautam Workaholic Work personally or not have interacted, he's like the actual definition of a gentle giant. He's just 6 feet and he'll just look at you and he'll be like, he's like Wun Wun. He'll just like walk slowly away and he won't even notice your existence.
I was actually just doing cosplay of Aditya Adisha, by the way, because that's exactly what he looks like. So, as the chat was saying that
people who have seen John Wick would also know that this is a killing weapon. It goes in the neck.
Yes. Anyways, getting back into Clash Royale.
Oh, yes. Wow, wonderful. You're actually behaving like Adi. Anyway, getting back into the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful Clash Royale game in the offing. But before we actually head off to introduce the players, let me give a huge shout out, considering I'm back today. Mere muh se bhi sunna acha lagta hai. Huge shout out to my amazing sponsors, our amazing sponsors, Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and the people who are producing this. When I say producing this, I mean to say presenting this. I'm talking about Norton Gaming and ESL India for that matter. But right now, without wasting any further time, let's head off into player introductions and look at our first player, Manmohan Singh.
No.
Gautam.
Yes, Vagish.
Manmohan Singh. Speak
Yes.
about him.
Manmohan Singh, who is also goes by the nickname Mehtab, actually is from Punjab, Amritsar, and that's the same state I am from. So there is some excitement going into this match for me personally. However, his performance so far has not been so great. He's actually sitting at the bottom of the chart. He's not won any games so far. His score is 0. So I'm hoping that we get to see better matchup from him today. He's not facing a lesser known opponent here. So talking more about the opponent, I would...
Yeah, the opponent here in this case. In fact, since you mentioned that Mehtab is already in the bottom rungs of the table, I mean, all I can think of is the Mehtab you have during Diwali. You know what a Mehtab is, right? Like there's a full jhadi which goes like everywhere, and the Mehtab is like the one which goes like aage. It's like, okay, you know what? We'll just go over to the opposition. Sushil Abhi, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Sushil Abhi for you guys, the opposition to Manmohan Mehtab Singh. Gautam.
Well, Manmohan, he's the opposition to Manmohan, but Sushil, he's the local Delhi boy, and he is currently doing fairly well. He's sitting right in the middle of the chart, and if the production can actually pull up the chart for us, and we can actually have a look at what the current standings are, and you can see Sushil is currently sitting on the 6th position, and he's kind of securing his place right now. He's played a lot of matches. It's 6 matches he's played. He's kind of evened out. 3-3 is the current score.
He's trying to find a secure footing.
Interesting tidbit there is Manmohan. Mehtab, that's his opponent today. He's actually only played 2 games. So if he kind of picks up the slack right now, he can easily make it past his other guys who are sitting on the 10th and 11th. That's Jimit and Mehudi. So he's not played a lot of games. Today is going to be his 3rd game match. And once he clears that, if he gets a score here and maybe wins a couple of next matches, he can actually easily go up to the 6th or the 5th position. So he has the time and the potential to get this done, by the way. Though even none of these players are bad, as we mentioned earlier also. These guys are great players, and they've come to the Masters League. So being here, it's an achievement in itself, and the competition here is so strong that you really need to like pull your pants up and get into the game, because it's gonna be really, really tough. So I wish them both good luck, and let's get into the match really quickly and see what they have to offer in this best of 5 today.
All right, I'm just amazed looking at the love, the care, affection Gautam has for CR. You guys should see Adi and Gautam have a chat about Counter-Strike and CR for that point of matter. It's absolutely wonderful for that point of matter. In fact, little more on the players then before we head off into the game, Gautam. I know you're excited to head off into the game.
Yes, I am.
But if you look at the players, Mehtab actually somewhere down the line, if you realize, he is faring much better off.
Interesting thing about Mehtab is also that he's played a lot of games. Out of all the people that we have in our Masters League, Mehtab has played the most amount of games. Currently, he's not playing as much, but he's crossed like 22,000 games. That's what he has told us now. You can look at his current stats also. He's standing at like 6,000 trophies. That's twice as much as me and maybe 4 times as much as you.
Yeah, all the more reason why a player like Mehtab should be in the Masters League. In fact, they have gone ahead and banned out the 2 cards they wanted to. So the Dark Prince has been banned out by Manmohan Singh, whereas Sushil Shah has gone ahead and banned out the Giant.
And this is something that we've been seeing very often. Lately, the Giants are being banned out a lot. The Dark Prince is actually going to be seeing nerfs very soon. I don't know if the nerf has gone live. Maybe production can help me with it, because they had announced the nerfs last week, and sometimes this week there is supposed to be nerfs coming in for the Dark Prince, where his shield is actually 25% like nerfed.
The shield, yeah.
So the shield goes down a lot quicker, and the Giant, I think, is not facing a lot of nerfs, but you've seen the big pushes with the Giant and the Double Prince coming behind them, and just no one wants to see it. And so we've been seeing a lot of these bans lately. We've been seeing the 3 Musketeers, we've been seeing the Giant. I believe we even saw Hog Rider being banned once also, but Giant and 3 Musketeers have been the very consistent bans that we've been seeing this season. So nothing new there. I would like to see other things being banned. However, like a core card which is in every deck, like the Ice Golem, I don't know, that would really mess up the game, by the way, if someone bans out Ice Golem altogether. So, but these are the cards that don't want to see their opponent have. So these are the bans that we currently have to live with, and we'll see how both the players actually mend their decks to kind of get over this problem that they're facing now, as a ban on the Giant and the ban on the Dark Prince, which are again very commonly used cards.
What's your favorite card to ban? If you had to
My favorite card, actually, if someone was playing against me, then 3 Musketeers would be banned more often, because that's the card that I like to personally play a lot. And I would be in a little twist where if I cannot play 3 Musketeers, but I'm nowhere close to the competition here, so I'll let it pass. Let's get into the game, I would have to say.
Okay, man's not hot. Man's getting emotional about CR. You know what? Let's not keep the poor man waiting. Let's head off into the game and see what's in store for us.
So the first game of Clash Royale now live between Mehtab and Abhi, and I'm really excited to actually have Vagish joining me for this cast also.
For the first time ever on the ESL India Premiership, you get to hear my voice during a CR match, also along with Gautam, because apparently I'm magnetic and so is my voice.
Yes, with your super magnetic personality. Here we are. We've seen the 2 bans. We've seen few of the cards coming out already, and this is going to be quite an exciting match here. We see the Miner coming out. Interesting card actually, seeing on Mehtab's side. He has the Sparky, the big unit to take things down. So this will be quite interesting there.
Very interesting indeed. In fact, ever since the word go literal, like if you look at it literally, when the game started, Mehtab just is going for the left tower for Sushil, like no holds barred.
Yes, and I want to
Onslaught.
emphasize the fact that he really needs to win this game. He has to win this best of 5 because he has 0 score on his current stats.
Out of the 2 games played,
yes,
0.
And he really needs to win this game, and he needs to make something happen. I'm a little worried about what Mehtab has in mind right now to be able to handle this P.E.K.K.A. Now, the Sparky will do a great amount of damage, but the P.E.K.K.A. can handle it. That is the one unit that can handle it. And he does take the second shot, and the P.E.K.K.A. has come down to very low health. But this is absolutely a game that Mehtab cannot afford to lose. This is his best of 5 to win.
Indeed,
so
a Hog Rider and
the
fireball.
Yeah. So the plan that he had there was he was hoping that he'll drop the bats a bit earlier and the fireball will take out any. It was like a prediction fireball, but luckily for Abhi, that prediction just didn't come through, and that's a lot of units knocking down on his door, and he's absolutely losing that health of that tower.
That left tower is already in trip digits, and it doesn't look good anywhere down the line for Mehtab. Somewhere he's losing that touch. He's released a Sparky. He's trying to go for whatever maneuver he can conquer in his mind. Like
now, double elixir time is here. The balloon has finally come out. This is going to be spelling doom for him because he does not have a great counter to that balloon because that balloon will make it to the tower, and the
that
flying barrel is
definitely
not the
going
best
to do some extensive damage to the
which
tower.
Which he does. Now, P.E.K.K.A. completely getting rid of the push, the big push on the left side. He even takes down the Sparky with one hit. This is doom.
This P.E.K.K.A. is unstoppable, or maybe the skeletons will stop him.
They will, but look at the miner in the back. He's just chipping away at the tower.
The miner's made it behind enemy lines. He's doing the job he's supposed to do. And you look at Mehtab trying to hang on to the last legs of the game. You see the left tower dilapidating in its health and its HP moment by moment. And now Mehtab has also evened out the entire thing because he's gone ahead and reduced health for Sushil Charles's left tower too.
Yeah, but you need to keep in mind how good the P.E.K.K.A. is for defending this push. You know, the moment he puts the Hog Rider down, the P.E.K.K.A. is there, 2 hits the Hog Rider away. And on the contrary, we have the miner coming in uncontested, pushing away at that tower, slowly chipping away at that tower and bringing it down. And this is the game 1 for Sushil. And Mehtab Manmohan actually needs to kind of bring it together, and he needs to win this game. I would have to say I don't want to put too much pressure on him now in the middle of the game, but it's important that he takes this game in his favor to kind of stay. Otherwise,
indeed. I mean, see, Gautam bhai, it's best of 5. Maybe it's imperative for him to lose the first game to win all the other 4. I mean, that's a good strat. You know exactly what your opponent's playing at. You know exactly how your opponent will be playing at them. I mean, I'm pretty sure Manmohan and Sushil have not faced each other before.
Yeah.
So for him, definitely it's a loss, but more than a loss, what he needs to understand that from this game is supposed to be a learning experience more than a loss. Because if he understands the modus operandi, as they call it in Latin, of his opposition, Sushil Abhi, then I think he has pretty much a greater chance of winning the next 4 rounds, or at least winning today's game.
Well, Clash Royale is a pretty complex game, and you can't really tell what your opponent is going to be bringing to your side of the table. So you need to be prepared for everything. His big card push that he wanted to get the Hog Rider chip. That was his simple goal there, and hopefully Sparky for defending. However, it just kind of got into a position where he didn't have a good answer to the balloon. That was the trump card.
It's not just the balloon. If you realize, it's all the airborne units. I think Manmohan does not have a proper counter, or rather in this particular game, he did not have a proper counter to any airborne unit. You see,
that was the case. And that was the thing is now you really don't need to have a strong enough ground push, which is the point there where you could clear out the game with the ground push army, where you don't need to worry about the air, right, at that point. So he had 1 or 2 cards to stop the air unit. However, now...
He had the Mega Minion. I mean, he's constantly used the Mega Minion trying to... Now we see an Electro Wizard coming out. We see an X-Ball also in Manmohan's deck. We see a Battering Ram coming from Sushil and a Bandit also. P.E.K.K.A. still going to be there. The Electro Wizard trying to do whatever he can, but the Mega Minion gets taken out by the tower. Battering Ram and the Bandit combo coming in, but there we go. There we see the Barbarians pop out.
And this is the point where Abhi is actually testing what his opponent had.
Yes.
And Mehtab has not revealed a lot of things. And this is the point where he's most likely going to drop his Expo, and exactly when he drops it, and he's going to be testing out what his opponent has.
Indeed.
Now Pekka is a great,
he's testing
great
the
unit.
waters right now. He's
Pekka is a
waters.
great unit in this case. Pekka is overall a great unit to have on your side, because Pekka is going to be able to soak up a lot of this damage, and Abhi now eventually puts down a poison to take care of this Expo. Expo finally targets the tower, and he will chip away at the tower. Not a lot
much.
of damage.
The poison did
but
the job.
Yeah, but look at the thing. You do not want the Expo hitting your tower. And that is the whole point of defending. To be able to defend an Expo push is the fact that you do not want the Expo to target your tower. You have to zap him if he does target, or you have to put the units down so he targets the unit instead. But if Expo kind of locks onto your tower, it could spell doom for your tower. And we saw a small trailer of that right now when the Expo got on the tower for a few seconds, and look at how much damage it did. So here we go now. Mehtab suffering some loss of the tower health in his favor. Now the Expo comes down, and he will most likely put down the Pekka right away to be able to soak away at that damage. And there comes the Pekka.
That Pekka's gonna go really, really, really into the tower for this one.
Yeah,
this Pekka definitely seems in a position where he can do a lot of damage,
which he will not be able to do to the tower, but the Expo going down is obviously a big problem now. Mehtab has to kind of rotate the Expo back in and kind of set up his perfect pushes. And his perfect push is, in this case, is that he needs to put the Expo down. He needs to have something to soak up the damage that's going to be coming out from his opponent, and to be able to hold that whole push away. So now the thing is, Abhi is in a great spot now. He's dropped down Mehtab's health pretty low. Mehtab is now switching over to the left-hand side. He's brought his units down, which he needs to kind of hold off that Pekka. The Pekka is fairly slow. And this Ram will now connect with the tower also. Could be problematic. He's defending it very well. The poison also coming down. The Pekka soaking up a lot of damage of the Expo, and will be getting a hit on the Expo to bring it down, and finally does get the hit of the Expo. Still out-survives the Pekka. And this push is kind of ending in a moot. Now Mehtab is kind of taking the focus from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, because he realizes the tower is on a low health. And if Abhi decides to take the push on the right, his Expo will target the left-hand tower.
Indeed.
So he's kind of taking the focus away. He's like, hey, don't look at that side. Look what I have on this side. So, again, the poison comes out. He's on a good position right now, and he finally targets the tower, but not enough time.
Not enough time. The poison doing the... I believe that Sushil is utilizing his poison.
And here comes the big push on the right now.
Yes.
He needs to be able to defend the left, the offense on the left and defend on the right. And this Pekka is going to be, again, being just so much damage. He can so much HP that the Pekka has.
But I think this is the push we have been waiting for, the Pekka moving in ahead, or maybe not.
And look at the amount of distraction he's throwing at the Pekka to make sure that the Pekka does not hit the tower. We were already in overtime. We've gone 1 minute into the overtime.
Indeed.
And these guys could try and end it in a moot, in a draw.
I mean, if you look at Manmohan's right tower, he's already in trip ditch where a good push can do wonders for Sushil Abhi in winning this game. But for Manmohan, it's imperative that he ends up using as many of his defensive structures as much as he can if he wants to survive this game.
And we've seen the pattern here, and Mehtab has been trying for quite some time to make this happen. He's probably going to put down the Expo right about now when he sees the Pekka going down, but still holding on to that. And Abhi is answering to his every offensive move with a really great defense. He's getting the right unit down and slowly chipping away at that tower. It's down to 1,000 health. They could potentially take this into a draw.
Yes.
Because this is clearly just not working out in anyone's favor. One guy pushes, another guy defends. Right now, I don't know why Mehtab let the bandit hit the tower there. But
I think he was on cooldown at that time, so he had no other unit to play.
Yeah. Here comes the big push on the right. He's trying to make something happen on the right-hand side. One of the units actually was able to target the tower, however, not able to close the game. I think this game is probably going to go into overtime. I don't see any reason for this game to not...
It's already in overtime.
Not overtime, to go into a draw. And here comes the Expo, and here comes the Pekka almost immediately. This game is going to be drawn. 30 seconds left on the clock. I don't see any magic happening all of a sudden unless one guy makes a very, very silly move. But the poison will most likely come down right about now. And
I like the fact that Manmohan has a kitty full of distractions waiting for any kind of P.E.K.K.A push. Or
and
anything.
here comes 16 seconds left on the clock, 14 seconds, and this is going to be a draw. Actually, we're going to be seeing a draw after a long time. This has been a long game, and both of these guys have been trying really hard. And look at the fact that the left-hand tower on the top right, on the top left, actually went down to 1,000 health. And this is with only using that expo, by the way. And these guys tried really hard. 1-0 is still the score. So we are going to actually be seeing an extra game here to make up for that the draw that we saw right now. So great games coming from both sides. I just feel that Sushil could not close the game. However, he had a great defensive deck there to kind of handle the expo there. And P.E.K.K.A is just an ideal card to have on your deck. It does so much. It helped him in game 1.
And takes so much damage also.
Yes. It helped him in game 1 against the Hog Rider. It helped him against game 2 against the expo. It's just a great card to have on your side to defend your push. So good job. I would say both the players played really well, and score still stuck at 1-0. So we're gonna have to see how as the game along what we're going to see, what these guys have in hold for us to see. So this is technically game 3. Score is still 0-1.
0-1.
And
Minor
the first guy to hit
we see a balloon now coming in for Manmohan.
Yes, Manmohan Mehtab has actually now gone in for more of an airborne winning card. These are his, win conditions there. And the balloon is going to be his win condition here to make something happen. So let's hope that works out for him. He has a good card on his side. Abhi has switched over to his the same deck he had in game 1, which got him the win there. Mehtab is also very well prepared to hold off this balloon push because he has an Inferno Dragon on his side. So we'll see as the game progresses on what's going to happen. But so far these guys have been fairly evenly matched. And a great card to have on your side is also the graveyard, the skeleton, the tombstone that spawns the skeletons. It will distract any of these big cards that could be drawn. It will distract the balloon, it will distract everything. So here comes the balloon. It's finally been revealed, and now Abhi needs to figure out how he's going to plan to defend against this balloon. The balloon making it across.
He's got his goblins.
He also has a zap, and he does get the first drop in. So that's great news for him. He's gotten the value out of that balloon.
And in retaliation, Sushil has sent out his own balloon there.
Yes, and he has the right unit, but
I think this
is
it. This is the push because the balloon is literally going to do some massive
damage. This balloon is going to single-handedly take down this tower, by the way, because he's able to get all 3 hits down. This is horrible for Mehtab because he quickly lost that tower. Now
that goblin balloon combo is absolutely wonderful.
Actually, the reason why he ended up taking those hits from the balloon was simply because he did not have any defense. He did not have his armored mega minion there. He did not have his Inferno Dragon. Inferno Dragon had just died a moment before that. So he was not expecting a balloon coming out of Abhi.
Yes.
And completely caught him off guard and cost him the tower. So here comes the big push again. This is the second push, and now he's a little bit better prepared. He has the graveyard there, and he's distracted the balloon enough to kind of take it out of place. And balloon still will do the death damage on the tower, so he'll get a consolation prize there. Abhi playing very, very aggressively, spawning right in his in his opponent's basement actually.
Yeah, and he's released a miner also.
Yes.
This tower is going back to Honolulu.
And he's not letting Mehtab. Mehtab has stopped playing for some reason.
Mehtab has stopped to recover. Mehtab has just released a miner. He's trying to even it out, but sadly this is going to be a 3 crown.
Too many units on the floor here. This is a 3-star, 3-crown victory coming out of Abhi. Abhi is absolutely destroyed his opponent.
Decimation.
Yes.
Decimation. That is the word.
That is absolutely the word. 2-0 in favor of Abhi right now, and this game we saw the experience coming in and how these guys feel their opponents, how they feel about the cards that their opponents have, and I feel one of them, Mehtab, kind of let go of his card a bit early, which made Sushil realize what exactly his opponent has in hand.
Yeah.
And you notice he did not drop down the P.E.K.K.A. He kind of just surrounded him with a lot of smaller units. He put down his goblin gang, he put the goblins, the throwing goblins, he put everything down, and with balloon alongside and a miner alongside, he just did not have the answer that was coming, knocking at his door. The question that was knocking on the door, like, hey, knock, knock. And he's like, who's there? It's like, dude.
Hi, knock, knock.
P.E.K.K.A.'s there.
I don't know what language the P.E.K.K.A. speaks.
Yeah, he does that little electronic voice. But this is now 2-0 in favor of Abhi, and Mehtab not looking in a good shape starting off in this game. He has switched around his units and a little unconventional, and the Ram will not get the hit. But Bandit hitting the tower right away. This is not something that you want right like 30 seconds into the game, where a Bandit actually connects to your tower and does that much damage.
Yeah, 30 seconds into the game, you see the Bandit reducing the tower to like a trip health. And you see the Electro Wizard doing you so much favors by decimating that miner. And we see a Royal Ghost coming in. Okay, then this is going to be fun.
Royal Ghost is now successfully distracted by the Goblin Hut, by the way. The Goblin Hut was there, but you know it's on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side push just absolutely decimated this thing. And this is not such a great start coming from Mehtab, but this is not the end of the game also. So again, now the little zappies come out, and they slowly zap away at that thing. And they're really annoying to deal with because they can imagine just, standing there.
Mini stun also.
Yeah, mini stun. They're just shocking away. And look at that, they were able to hold on pretty well, and they actually avoided the poison there also. Poison was placed to target the two buildings there, the Goblin Goblin Hut
and the right tower.
And the right tower. So well placed on the poison, the Zappies survived, and finally the P.E.K.K.A comes out. And
the P.E.K.K.A just brushed the Bandit away.
Yeah,
I have no time for you puny bandits.
Yes.
And we see a P.E.K.K.A battle impending, both P.E.K.K.As, the red P.E.K.K.A and the blue P.E.K.K.A moving.
Now imagine this.
Other.
Now the P.E.K.K.A is on the red side, and he's going to be taking a lot of damage from everything that's available there. So that P.E.K.K.A comes down fairly quickly, and Abhi's P.E.K.K.A is still in decent health.
And such nice timing. They know that the Electro Wizard is going to take the massive first damage. So the P.E.K.K.A is going to utilize that and kill the...
And now we'll see the Zappies come out. Let's see if they can hold off against
these Zappies are like small Daleks from Doctor Who, dude. They just like appear, materialize randomly. I like the fact that new units have been incorporated in the Clan universe and now the Clash universe in that instance. And I like the fact that how these units are also got their own perks, as I would like to say.
Yes.
And their own cons also along with that.
Now
something great. It's
not a lot of time left on the clock, by the way. Vagish, 30 seconds left on the clock, and Mehtab really needs to make something happen because he's fairly low on health on his tower, and the Zappies come out. They've been placed fairly close, but they managed to get the job done.
But I think the poison is going to do the needful. Yeah.
Yes, it does. And 15 seconds left on the clock. This is GG for our boy from Punjab. Bless you, Vagish.
Yes, thank you.
Well, this is GG for our boy from Punjab, and I'm disappointed a little bit. I'm a little sad, but I shouldn't be biased actually because someone's from Punjab. So 3-0 is the score now. Abhi has taken this, and he not only is 3-0 is the score, but he actually took a 3-crown victory against his opponent also. So Abhi, getting out of this match fairly easy. This will definitely help out him in the standings. So he'll be slowly climbing the standings on the graph there. So congratulations to Abhi.
Yo, Sushil, Apa Dili de Sardar boys, bro.
No, that's... Oh, yeah, he's the Delhi guy, yes. But good play from him, by the way. So, good play from coming out of...
Indeed. I really loved the way Sushil went ahead and utilized the small mistakes Mehtab ended up making, the ill-timed cards, and, of course, not just the ill-timing of the cards, also the fact that the early reveal of the entire deck he had ensured that in one of the games, the game which went draw, the second game, ensured that Sushil would not lose, but he would still end up being there. It was a stalemate there. But you see the next game after that, you see the third game, you see the absolute decimation. The retaliation was wonderful. It was beautiful. You can't stop an immovable force pretending to be an immovable object.
Yeah, but in any case, the thing is, I wouldn't come down and say that, this is like one player is better than the other. And I love to say that, by the way, in every segment that I'm on. All of these players are great players, and you've seen them perform really well. And that's how they got here in the first place. But sometimes just the luck is not in your favor. And you could take the same example from football, where Manchester United is not doing so well as Manchester City.
No. Do not. Never, ever.
Ever.
That and ever. Cross the sacred line of football and try to merge
and
it
that's why I
Clash
crossed
Royale.
it, because I know something will trigger inside you.
Sir, do not activate my football genes on an esports show. Please. Football Is 11 cogs, 11 legs working as one single machine?
And I had to try really hard to not to say soccer because
it's a very different thing altogether.
Football means something completely different to me, but that's okay. I'm here. I've been here for so many years.
And also, I just remembered when I was talking about the force and the object thing, I somehow mistakenly said immovable force. It was supposed to be unstoppable force. I'm like, why would the force be immovable? I was wondering.
But the good point right now, we've right on time. We finished the Clash Royale match right on time, and we're doing great. So I think we should take a small break and we'll look at what we have in our stores for the next match.
Of course, indeed, we have a Counter-Strike Global Offensive game lined up today. Right after this short break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is ESL India Premiership 2018, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX Intel, and presented to you by Norton Gaming and ESL.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Welcome back after this short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ESL India Premiership 2018 Masters League Summer season going on. Masters League Summer League. What is? You got me into the football
League for summer.
Thank you. You got me into the football zone,
You
and
see
that's
how
why I
it's
was
hot
in the summer
outside?
league. What?
It is summer right now.
Fine, fine. It is summer right now. Jeez, telling the blind man it's summer right now. I can feel it. The skin.
I'm sweating also, but that's okay. We have a great match today of Counter-Strike, and I am excited about it. I'm excited about everything in life, by the way, and this is super exciting. Two great teams playing right now, and Too Easy versus SRA. Both amazing team, by the way. And but I will let's go with the flow that we have in mind here. So Vagish, please take it away. I'm sorry.
You are not sorry. You're the very happy person because you just acquired recently a wonderful beast.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
I'd rather not talk about it. But getting back to the show.
We will get back to that later. We'll make you hold that thought. Okay, fine. Don't wink your eyes at me. Fine, I get the gist. Okay, now moving on. We have an excellent Counter-Strike Global Offensive game lined up. Two very interesting teams. In fact, if I remember correctly, last year during the ESL India Premiership, me and Adi, when we were on D-Sport, we had a long chat about one of these teams, about how good they were and how everything they were doing was exactly, if there was a textbook to play Counter-Strike Global Offensive, they would have been the authors for it. Like, I'm not taking anything from teams like Entity.
Absolutely true, by the way. Too Easy have been showing like textbook Counter-Strike to everyone around the Indian scene. By the way, they do everything by the books. Their buys, and they're holding off the money to make sure that they have a good buy in the next round. They've been absolutely textbook, and they've been really effective with it, and it has helped them come this far, by the way. And now they are in the Masters League, and they've performed very well in all the LAN events. By the way.
And they have been a very consistent team altogether. I mean, continuing on my rant earlier, like I said, if they were going to be the authors for like some textbooks Indian CS, I mean, they would be like the ML Agarwal for Indian CSGO. I mean, all ISC and ICSE students would know that book was a pain, including what production says RP Sharma. I think that is for RD Sharma. Yes, that's for CBSC. RD Sharma was CBSC. But moving on, like I said, interesting Counter-Strike Global Offensive game lined up in this amazing tournament called the ESL India Premiership 2018, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by Northern Gaming and ESL. Right now, let's quickly take a look at the first team in question here, the team with that amazing CS behind them. They're called Too Easy Gaming. Alrighty then, that's the Too Easy Gaming, one of the best teams we have in the Masters League.
Every team is the best team in the Masters League.
I said one of the best teams.
Yes.
I didn't say the best team. I said one of the best teams. I mean, Sid Joshi would murder me in my sleep tonight if I said Too Easy is the best team in the Masters League. No, I'm just kidding. He's a good friend. What I intended to say was, I believe last year when me and Adi were sitting in the same desk, we saw it happen multiple times, and we came to a conclusion: if tomorrow Entity Gaming goes rogue in game, Too Easy would be the contingency plan for them.
However, I would like to add their opponent team, Slaughter Rage Army, has been doing great. By the way, they're actually doing better in standings. But I would talk about that later. Let's
quickly have a look at SRA team, Slaughter Rage Army. Alright, well, that's Team Slaughter Rage Army, Team SRA. They're another strong contender in the Masters League.
They've actually been great this year, and we've come out and seen these new players, new faces kind of coming in, making this team together, and they've been doing great, and they've been doing really well. And if you look at the standings right now, they're actually facing off better than Too Easy, which is surprising at the same time. But let's actually do a deep down in there. Why is Too Easy there where they are? They've not played a lot of games right now. SRA has played 9 games. Wow, they played like all their matches almost.
So okay, so let's take a detailed look at this. I mean, if I can channel the inner Adi in me, I mean, SRA have played 9 games. They've lost 6 out of them. But if you look at the top 5, you see Invictus, Entity, Brutality, Portal, ATE. Now, last year, it was very different. Last year, it was Risky Gaming up top. Then it was Entity Gaming, and it was always a shuffle. Team Brutality, even Team Brutality got pushed down under. This time around, it's a new leaf. It's a new season. It's a new Masters League. Team Brutality in the strong 3rd position. They played 3 games. They won all 3. Entity Gaming has managed to lose a game. Entity Gaming has managed to lose a game. Even like they went into overtime with Wack Band, and I think that is the only game which Wack Band won.
I would like to add on there. By the way, they did go into overtime with Wack Band. Wack Band played well, and at that time, Wack Band was on number 12 also. So And this is my point that I keep getting across, that all the teams are great teams, and they just need to get their chemistry well together, and they can beat anyone in this group, can beat anyone. Of course, you know, the entities and the Invictus are kind of sitting on the #1 spot. And the loss that Entity Gaming actually have is also because of that little mishap that they happened. They actually had won the game against Too Easy. But
Oh, yeah. I remember. But in fact, okay, I'd like to disagree with you here, Gautam, because if you take a closer look at the standings,
Okay.
you will realize this is very akin and in a lot of ways kind of similar to how we were seeing stuff last year. I mean, look at this. We've got the standings once again. WAC Band is still down under. Last year, if there were like 8 teams last year, WAC Band was 8th. Adi has constantly told them n number of times during the streams on how to not suffer during the eco rounds, and somehow they still managed to do exactly opposite. In fact, more than that, I'm very interested in seeing Malhar go up and Iati. Even though Iati are like just above WAC Band, I still believe that teams like Iati or Malhar
if you
have
actually look at the math also, they've not played a lot of their matches.
True.
Consider
That is what I meant.
Yes.
They still have a lot
They
of
have plenty
hope
of way to
riding on
go.
their shoulders.
But coming back to Team SRA, they've shown us great potential coming into this the Premiership, and they're here in the Masters League at the end of the day. And it takes a lot, by the way, and Counter-Strike is one of those games where we get a lot of participation in the league, and you have close to 200 teams playing. You know, every starter cup. There's 8 teams sitting in the Challenger Cup that are just sitting there to kind of take away your spot.
Yeah.
So the pressure is there's a lot of pressure on these teams, and then the thing is, it's for the top teams, they just have to kind of maintain their positions for the top 4. Imagine if you're at the top bottom 4. At that point, you're fighting for your survival, because if you don't make it, you will be kicked out of the Masters League, and that is something that you do not want, because there is money involved in that part. If you're in the Masters League, you get money. It's a lot of money there. So
Yeah,
anyways,
but moving on, before we head on to the map pick and veto there, have you never wondered, Alcoholic, that it's very ironic that our country's gamers love games with AK-47s in them a lot more than any other country? Just hinting.
I am not proceeding with this conversation.
I was trying to corner you in there. Dang it. But let's go on ahead with the map pick and veto. And we see Inferno getting picked up. We see Cobble, Cash, and Mirage getting banned by Too Easy. We see Nuke Train and Overpass getting banned by SRA. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be an absolute wonderful match, because Too Easy, their rotations are something to watch out for. I have seen this game time and again. The way they take over that goddamn banana control, that important banana control, is absolutely beautiful to see. Every single time. I mean, I'm sorry, Sid, if you're seeing this, I'm sorry. I really love you and your team, but Too Easy's banana control is something to watch out for any budding CSGO team.
Interesting thing I want to add on to, because you were missing for the last few days. Dust 2 has been brought back into the map pool. And Cobblestone is out.
Adi, you did not do this. You did not write to Valve to do this. How could you do this? I thought I could berate you with Cobblestone for the rest of my life. No, I can't. Well, it's good.
Yeah, but we're kind of running out of time. It's almost 7 o'clock, so we need to get into the Counter-Strike.
Okay, fine. Taking away the charm and the thunder. Fine. But before we head off into the game itself, Gautam bhai, let's also take this moment to, how would I say, illustrate to our new viewers, new audience, how Inferno looks like.
Inferno. This map is not like any other traditional CSGO map. It does not revolve heavily around mid-control. The 2 most important areas of control are the apartments and banana. You lose control of either one of these areas, and you're going to have a bad time.
All right, well, that's Inferno with my amazing husky voice, as you can see. And I'm just kidding.
This is a little too husky in that video, by the way. It's just like really, like, you really went like down inside your lungs and like.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I went down inside my lungs? That
yeah, you really brought the bass out. You know, you really went like baby ko bass.
Weren't you the person when I joined esports? Weren't you the person who made this great line to me? Baby ko bass pasand hai. Or did we lose that line somewhere? What is wrong with you, buddy? No, but
Anyways,
jokes apart.
I've been just informed by the production team the teams are not ready yet. So we have more to talk about before the match goes live.
Indeed. So I had a couple of points to make. So like I mentioned beforehand, 2EZ's banana control. Now this becomes very imperative for a team like SRA. Think about it. Think about it, Workaholic. You know that you are facing demons in a very closed lane situation. You might want to take advantage and do a lot of fakes. I think according to me, and I think Adi would also agree with me to a certain point. I'm pretty sure he would. Like SRA's best way to win this game against a team like 2EZ would be outstrat them completely, which is a very 60-40 situation here because I would not know if that would be possible against a team like 2EZ. I mean, if it was Entity 2EZ, I would have believed, okay, something like that is possible. Now, Inferno is not a very puggy map. It's not an aim-based map. Like I said,
let's not
flat
forget
map.
the fact that SRA has also played the most amount of games in the league at the moment. They've not had a great success so far. However, SRA has faced off a lot of opponents, and they're kind of ready for this compared to what 2EZ is. 2EZ is playing their 4th game right now, whereas SRA is playing their 10th game. So there's a lot of experience that's also kind of going in there. I'm sure they get to practice a lot.
True.
I'm sure they also understand the banana control is important. These teams are again the top echelons of Indian Counter-Strike.
Indeed, and a lot of effort. I'm pretty sure a lot of effort is going to be showcased by Guru and Aflex both because they have been very consistent. In fact, Macho has also shown up time and again in situations where his team required him. I think just naming these 3 players also won't cut it out at the end of the day. The entire team pulls in, but at the end of the day, when you have to look at the outshining people, it's these 3.
And this is where the part where I kind of switch the conversation over to 2EZ because whenever I meet Tito and whenever he's at the events, by the way, I always love to get him on the analyst panel because, you know, this guy loves to talk and he always has great insight. Players will also always give you a great insight. It's just that not all of them can actually come up and speak. So Tito always up there, it's like, hey, listen, when your career, if you're tired of playing Counter-Strike, let me know. We'll get you on the analyst panel.
No, that's not how I became host, in case you were wondering. I never started a professional esports career.
Yes. We're still waiting for the players to get ready, by the way. And once they're ready, we'll just jump right into the game.
But Gautam, I need to ask you, what do you think about this game? Who do you think is going to take the bait?
Statistically, 2EZ should be able to take this game.
You can't be statistically about it. There's nothing statistic after upon a time in esports.
Yes, the stats kind of speak for themselves. The 2EZ is not played a lot of...
Not really. What if it's an SRA day?
I think it'd be great to be an SRA day, by the way, because they really need to win some matches to kind of maintain their score. Otherwise, they will drop down in the bottom 4, and that's the place you do not want to be. It's a horrible place to be because you will be getting relegated, and you don't even get the chance to kind of make up for it. You're bottom 4, you get removed. So you don't want to be there. So
yeah, you don't want to be in that
I've just got an update that the players are ready.
Yes, the players are ready. So let's move on to our casters who will take you through the game. Aditya AD1 Shah is joining us during this cast along with my other main man in CSGO, Achisman Fet Pradhan.
Welcome back, guys, and thank you, Vagish and Gautam, for breaking down a lot about the game. This is Adi, and I'm joined by India's very own and best caster, cancer caster, Fet. Fet, how are you doing, buddy?
I mean, I can already see the torches and the picket fences outside my house after you called me the best caster. That is not true. I am, although yes, the best cancer caster. I will give you that. And okay, this is curious. So just before the first pistol round, SRA go for their tactical time out. Someone's taken a page from the Hell Ranger book of strats on how to mess with your opponent's heads.
Well, I'm actually pretty sure that Major just wasn't ready because we were waiting on him, right, before we could go live. He was last into the server. If you do want to give them the benefit of the doubt, sure, maybe they're talking about a pistol strat, but I just think he was executing a config. A legit
Maybe. Yeah. That I'll go with your analysis. You are the expert analyst here, so there's no reason for me to doubt you. Anyway, we're live with a pistol round, and it is going to be Inferno yet again. I don't know how many times I've cast. Actually, I do. It's 12 if I'm not mistaken.
This
right,
is this is the 12th Inferno in the summer season, the Masters League. And to be honest, it's okay. I'm not sick of seeing Inferno, but I am sick of seeing Cobble, and it's gone. We'll never see Cobble ever again. But a quick mid to left push coming in by the terrorist, and Major going absolutely ham, but he is finally traded by P7. Too easy. A suspect pistol strat coming in there, and bad trades as well. Negative here though. Has spotted out Rexy. Too easy is trying to rotate to B, which is the correct call at this point. But the rotation has come in by Dream. And oh, that one tap! And the crossfire by Dream and Negative working out. And, well, that was actually a very easy round for SRA. And too easy, I don't like that. I don't like that quick mid to left play. Like, I think a pistol round is really, really important now because, you know, it does sort of give you the next 2 rounds, assuming you play the anti-force buys correctly. But, like, because, you know, that's like a 6-round lead.
Well,
across 2 halves. So
let's be honest, given how these anti-forces have unfolded in the past, a pistol round literally guarantees you just the pistol round, because I've lost count of the number of times I've said so far that and Team XYZ win a round that they have no business winning, because oh my god, okay, Rexy takes 1 to the face. He's not gonna enjoy that. Ouch.
I think Rexy needs to get the memo that crowd jump bug thing, which I think it was Liquid that was doing, is fixed now.
Yeah, big.
Oh, sorry, yes, big, yes, sorry. And yeah, I mean, a slow round coming in from Too Easy. This is probably what they should have done on the pistol round, but it does look like they're going to go for the B execute because they do have 1 smoke probably for the CD spawn. And a metric ton of flashes are going to go in as well, and hopefully SRA can hold this push off. And there you go, smoke's coming in. Negative with a counter flash. Whoa! Alright, through the smoke, Negative. No whack there, not a problem. But does get 2 frags. Dream gets 1, gets the second. Recall Master not able to land the eagle shot there. And Major coming in from behind will finish off the round. And a decent hold there coming out from the B defenders.
Yeah, I mean, you know, SRA does stand for Slaughter Rage Army, and Negative just personifying that through the smoke, pop flashes himself out, lays waste to 2 incoming players, and finally I saw a good anti-force. Just 2 casualties. That's understandable considering that they were going up against the Deagle and the CZ, and those guns will shred armored opponents left, right and center. And now SRA can actually sit back on their laurels and let these 2 guns, or like I call them, the daddy's little trust fund guns, the MP9s, just shred through their opponents and fill up your bank balance as well while doing so. I hope Flex and Guru actually play aggro with these 2 SMGs and not sit back and relax, because I've seen players do this and teams do this, especially from the subcontinent, that they let their rifles take the long range encounters and the SMGs will just be hiding in some little nook and cranny waiting for a push, which is never going to come because your rifles are going to mop up the opponents. It's very important that you let your SMGs get the kills in these eco rounds, because especially on the CT side, because it's going to add to your economy. It's going to let you have that, you know, little bit of a buffer in case you do lose one of those few crucial rounds here and there.
Yeah, I agree. And well, while this technical pause is going on, by the way, Team SRA, if you're watching this VOD later, please use .stop, because you just wasted a tactical time out there and we can't give you one again. And yeah, but while this technical timeout is going on, I do want to talk a little bit about Too Easy, by the way. Fett, Too Easy right now, 2 wins on the board out of the 3 games they've played. And technically, they only have 1 win, because the other win was a reversal against Entity because of the coach joining GoTV. So, Too Easy, actually, to me, they've been looking really shaky, and especially that map pickup, right, by Tito. But I'm assuming Tito does the vetoes as well for them since he is the captain. He picked Cobble against ATE Gaming in their earlier game, and they lost that game consequently. So ATE have beaten Too Easy. Entity has technically beaten Too Easy already, Too Easy really needs to pick up the slack, I think, actually, because you remember the top 4 go to LAN, not the 5th or the 6th, and
Yeah,
there is no
I agree. And Too Easy, so far, they have looked a little lackluster. Although I won't really take much away from that Cobble game. It's Cobblestone, Adi. Like, come on. That's like a dark horse map at best. And at worst, it's Cobblestone.
Yeah, but the veto comes in the question there, right?
That is
Why would
true.
you let the game go to Cobble in the first place? For Too Easy, it's like Too Easy likes playing this basics of CS sort of setup, right? Trade fragging, pop flashing your teammates in. You can't do anything like that in Cobblestone. So, it's just a suspect map pickup by them. And I think now with this eco round as well, actually, we could continue this discussion a little more. And that's basically what I just wanted to say. The Too Easy really needs to pick up the slack because this isn't the same Too Easy that we've seen last year.
Precisely. But see, the thing is, last year, oh, that nade. But last year, like, Too Easy came out of nowhere, and they were the dark horses. Nobody really knew what Too Easy were capable of, what they were doing. And that gave them a lot of advantage going into games left, right, and center. Nobody was really aware of what Too Easy's game plan was. But considering that they've made finals in back-to-back seasons of the Masters Division, teams have started to take notice of Too Easy gaming and what makes them take their playstyle. And frankly speaking, their trade-heavy playstyle isn't really that difficult to break down and counter.
Yeah, true.
And they still lack a plan B. We said this last year as well, that they need to have a plan B, C, D, because if they want to, heavy is the head where lies the crown. And they were the undisputed most consistent team in the Masters Division last season for 2 consecutive seasons. So, you have to at some point make concessions for the fact that opponents will start studying you. Like, a lot can be said about, Cloud9 as well. Right after the majors, they had a slew of bad performances, and Tarek himself said that they were never used to being counter-stratted this much. No team studied them. But ever since they won the majors, they came into the crosshairs of everybody, and now they were public enemy number 1. So I think it's high time Too Easy start, diversifying their game plan and start adopting more, adding more to their playbook rather than just relying on their trades and their defaults.
Yep. True, and talking about their defaults, Too Easy's actually got the space by SRA to run their default in this round, and SRA has not taken any map control whatsoever. They don't have banana, they do not have apartments, and this round is looking difficult for SRA.
This is a viable strat. I mean, I've seen Indian teams do it time and time again. They just run the clock down and look at that. There's 2 Molotovs still remaining on SRA. They can actually hold the push back for quite a while. But V push is coming in. The nade will go out. Dream Scream. He's gonna go take a more passive stance. But the rotations come in. There's 3 players over towards the B bomb side. And Negative is gonna open up the fragging. And he's not gonna stop. Gets the second one as well. He's the cannon towards the B bomb side. He's gonna get shredded though. But Major picks up the slack. And Major Flex is just okay then.
Oh, and the plant stopped by Aflex, and that's it. They've won the round. That was a great play by Aflex right there. And Too Easy, leaving it really, really late. And that they actually executed on the B-bomb side with 30 seconds to spare, which technically is a lot. But SRA had the read by then, as even without the map control, they had the information, and they had 3 players at the B-bomb side. So that's a great read coming out by SRA, and Aflex saving them in that round. And Too Easy have to force buy now, and they've basically spent almost everything they had. They have gone for what is the economic equalization buy, is what I like to call it. And of course Rexy, because he survived that round without any, without the bomb going down, he does have only $700 to his name, $750. Again, another slow round coming out by Too Easy. And this time, yep.
Here's the problem I have with, I understand why Too Easy are a bit hesitant this time around. They're lacking their IGL, their captain. Tito is not playing today. Apparently, he has exams, so he's not going to be playing today. Standing in for him is P7. So there's a distinct lack of leadership that I can already sense from their, their hesitant approach. They're just very slow in taking map control as well. And the fact that, the only reason they're getting this much control is because SRA is letting them have it. SRA historically It's not a team that goes for active map control. Oh, okay, bad man. Wow, way to shut me up.
But Dream at a position which should be checked all the time, but he is traded, and Recoil, Pokey and Rexy actually open up the B bomb site, and they could probably get a bomb plant as well, and they have the backstab coming in with P7. And this round, out of nothing, looks interesting but MJR gets the frag. It's a 2v2 retake now, and Rexy has next to no HP. He's flashed P7 with the backstab. He's spotted out now, and Rexy does manage to kill A-Flex, but a Major with the trade. It's down to a one-on-one. A really expensive round coming in for SRA. But I do think Major should take this now, but it's really well played by P7 right now. And Major going for the smoke diffuse. P7 picking up the... Picking up the M4. No ammo whatsoever in it. P7 even trying to knife. But Major does manage to steal the round, and that's sort of sad for Too Easy. That's disappointing because
great effort on those entries by Badman. Beautiful frags coming in. What really baffled me though was Major actually checking towards Ninja spot when he knows that the last player is towards CT, and that's just again telltale signs of a lack of communication in SRA. But credit where credit is due. Major gets the job done. Now both teams again with the full proper buy, everything at their disposal. The CTs don't need to be careful. They've had two very close brushes with death, and their money starting to reflect it. 2 players down to $0. And finally, Too Easy get that man advantage. They're up, they're a man a good. And again, this is the round where their slow play so far will actually come in handy, because they can sow the seeds of doubt. Green screen, just why Rexy? Why?
He doesn't need to force the issue there. Yeah. I completely agree. His team already had the man advantage. And also, this is a very important round for Too Easy, because even though they did lose the 5th round, it doesn't matter that much because they've almost wrecked the money of SRA. But Guru getting the frag on a bad man, again avoiding the pop flash. They know how Too Easy plays. They know that they like to pop flash and then peek out. So Guru peeks out after the flash and gets the frag, falls back, and now all of a sudden SRA is the team with the man advantage.
And one thing though, for a team that really likes to play a trade heavy style of play, the spacing that I'm seeing from Too Easy right now is quite poor, to be very honest. Well, Guru does get taken down. There's a flex still chilling towards pit. He's gonna pop flash himself out, and he's gonna catch 2 players right off the bat. Spots out 1 more player. There's a player right on top of his head, but he's not gonna spot him. Pokey gets the kill onto a flex, and now it's all down to Major and Dream with the AK and the AWP, and Dream is just about starting to rotate. This should be the call to save. There's no point. 2 of your players are damn near broke. Just save these 2 guns. 2 of them can buy, so you can have a buy going into the next round. You're gonna get reset. Finally, Too Easy will put a round on the board, and my God, did Too Easy make that look difficult?
Yes, I agree. But like I said, that 5th round was really important for Too Easy. They have broken the bank of SRA. They will force buy into the next round though. And Too Easy, also Guru, by the way, there in the library, he had no reason to peek out, by the way. He could have just held that angle and crossfired with his player in the pit. Instead, he peeks out, dies, and gives away the round, and gives away the man advantage as well. And now, SRA going in for the forced buy. Couple of guns dropped over here and there. It's a decent buy, honestly. Only A-Flex is going to be suffering there on the Swag 7. But other than that, other than the FAMAS, they actually have 2 decent rifles on the board, as well as the op. And a decent amount of utility. I don't know why Guru has gone for head armor. He could have bought a grenade or a flashbang or something instead. But yeah, this round might make or break SRA. Or Too Easy, to be honest.
I'm just happy we finally get to see a Swag 7 in play, because that means Apartment's aggression. And that is something that has been lacking. It's been a dull game so far. Both teams playing turtle setups for days. Pokey needs to be careful. Oh, a flex makes some noise. So they should know that there's a player on the backstab and a flex. He's getting a lot of information for his team. He's pushed all the way up towards T-Apps. And, well, the bomb is inching its way up close towards mid. But look at where a flex is playing from. He can literally unravel this attack, and good trigger discipline.
Oh, I think that was a mistake. You would say that's good trigger discipline, but I think that was a mistake. I think he should have killed them. Of course, I could be proven wrong if A-Flex does get 2 frags this time instead with the banana backstab. But for now, it's the same player Oh, the trigger. This is good trigger discipline. He does get one. He does get two. Aflex proving me wrong with the backstab. 3 kills for him. That push catching Too Easy completely off guard. And you can see that SRA has been watching some demos. Aflex with a 4th for the round. Gets the bomb carrier as well. Badman with no players around him for the trade. Recoil does get the Guru. Pushing out without... I mean, he had no reason to push out there. And Negative with a great peek onto Recoil Master. And all of a sudden, Too Easy are the ones who are reset. And they've called for a tactical timeout.
All right, so, one thing I've noticed, let's take a break from the game, but a lot of these players have started streaming. Too Easy, their entire roster now has started streaming off late. They've been streaming, I think, on Cooler Master's Facebook page and their own page. And Sai, obviously, he's been a long-time streamer, but he's made the career suicidal decision of changing platforms. It's just not possible, but do you think that streaming could possibly be having a negative effect on the overall gameplay that players have? Because we've seen that with Shroud, right, in the international circuit. He'd focus more on his streams, not so much on the team plays and team practice, and it would show during clutch matches and even in general in LAN events. That obvious disconnect between professional gameplay or a professional game and
yeah, I agree. Your bad habits from like a pug game manage to, if you do stream a lot and play a lot of pugs, right? They do sort of tend to bleed over into your actual professional game. And Too Easy with a fast B rush right now, and Dream is all alone in the B bomb side. He misses an op shot, gets the second one onto Recoil Master, gets another one onto Pokey. He's doing work for his team right now. He runs out of ammo though, and Batman finally manages to shut him down, but the Guru is already there with the backstab. SRA is swarming into the bomb site now, and they're not even going to let Too Easy plant the bomb anymore. Badman picked off by Negative from afar, and the Guru will push in and finish the round. And it actually, what seemed like it was going to be like a really bad round for SRA turns into yeah, not bad, because they only lost 1 player.
Exactly, and while it was the right call in my opinion to just rush B, and they did get lucky, they struck gold. There was just 1 player with the AWP on the side, but Dream just going like beast mode, getting 2 kills, doing a ton of damage with the P250 as well onto the 3rd, staying alive just long enough for the rotations to come in. And I'm actually surprised to see how good SRA are playing on their CT side. The CT side has been the side that's let them down off late on Inferno, especially. Of the games that they've lost, they've basically lost on the CT side. They've clearly put in the time and the effort to iron out the problems, and it's showing. They're giving an opponent of Too Easy's caliber a run for their money.
I don't want to be the devil's advocate in that statement, to be honest, but I actually think it's more of Too Easy not playing well enough. Badman does though get the frag this time. I will get back to that in a bit after this round is done. Badman finally, Too Easy again. This is only for the 2nd time in 9 rounds they've had the man advantage. Hopefully it's not thrown away now by somebody else. Pokey gets another one. Rexy gets the frag onto the player at the B bomb site as well, and all of a sudden picks everywhere. Guru finally replies. Negative with a reply as on Badman as well. And Guru again with a again with another frag on P7, and all of a sudden it's a 2v2. But the B bomb side is open, and Too Easy knows that, because Guru and Negative both have already shown their cards, played their cards. Recoil Master holding the angle. Oh, he goes to sleep there and misses, but he does manage to shut Guru down, and Rexy on the other side of the map does kill Negative as well. And what should have been a much more comfortable round after the first 3 picks.
Yeah, I mean,
still gets put to bed by Too Easy, but their money now is, again, it's on thin ice. Like, I don't even think P7 can buy a gun right now. He is going to be dropped a Galil by Recoil Master, I guess, but SRA also going to go in for a force buy. A semi-force buy, 1 op and a pistols. That's a breakdown of communication there, because they could have had 2 rifles on Aflex and Negative as well. And the Guru with that op, trying to make something happen in middle, but Recoil Master shuts him down. Negative, of course, picks up that op. He's like, he would have told the Guru that, go, get a frag. If you don't, I'm going to take that out off your cold dead hands and do something with it. Like a pug game.
Well, it's been quite a pug style game so far. That 5v2 coming down to a 2v2 down to the wire in the last round. I mean, only in pugs, Adi. Only in pugs.
I do agree, and you're right about Tito missing, right? And I think Too Easy has looked very dysfunctional, and that's why I think that's what SRA has been helped out by. I don't think that SRA is necessarily playing the perfect CT setups or the perfect CD style that is required for Inferno. I think it's just too easy handing them easy rounds, to be honest.
Yeah, and it all comes down to their, very slow. I don't know. I just don't get what Too Easy is playing at right now. Because, see, I don't know. In my book, the way to counter a turtle setup like the one SRA is employing is to be a little more proactive. And, oh, Major lands a headshot through the wall. But Dream, the lack of weaponry really telling there. Down he goes, Major. It's all down to him with the Deagle to hold down the fort until backup arrives. Negative's just, he's had it. He's had enough. He's like, nah, I'm just going to save the op fam. I'm out of this. All the best, Major. Get your exits, get your match IR. We're out. Get your post-plant kills.
And Major is going to be hunted down by Too Easy. In fact, gets a kill on a P7. P7 did not have to peek out. Or actually, P7 failed and whiffs his spray, actually. And Major does manage to get out of there. Save that armor is the most important part, actually, for him. And Negative. It's going to be interesting to see if Negative gives the op back. Sorry, if he saves it, in fact. Does he give it back to Guru? Or is he going to be like, in a pub, you'll be like, oh no, this is my op now.
Yeah. Hey, to the victor goes the spoils, right? I picked it up, it's mine now. But at least he's going to hold, manage to keep a hold of it. SRA is a team that's notorious for force buying. I think they went to the, I call it the Mongol school of economics. Wherein if you have $3,000, you're going to buy into that round. And SRA definitely follow that same train of thought. They're going to have a pretty decent buy, actually, all things considered. Decent amount of utility, a FAMAS and 3 rifles along with the AWP. And I know you're here, that's why I made that distinction, because you don't like to call the FAMAS a rifle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. I think it's a piece of crap gun and it needs to be buffed. Also, Negative, by the way, was being nice. He dropped the op over to Dream and dropped Guru a FAMAS and bought himself an M4. So he's the bank right now for his team. Of course, that bank has become Somalia now, and it's non-existent because he has $250 to his name. But yeah, again, a static setup coming out from SRA, and I don't like this. I really don't like the static setup. They have no information anywhere. They're just hoping and praying that that Too Easy makes a mistake, or that they walk into a crossfire, which Guru and Major have set up right now, but the mid to left smoke perfectly placed. Major does get the trade. Oh my god, he gets 3 kills through the smoke. Major, turn off your wall hacks, man. This is a professional game of Counter-Strike. You can't be doing that. That's disgusting.
That was beautiful and disgusting at the same time. And Dream, he's like, muzzle flashes, but Recoil Master with a good trade. It's a 1v3. Negative's already staring down the iron sights. He's ready. He knows where Recoil Master is, but Recoil Master, he's going to peek again. Oh, the timing just not working in his favor. Should get the bomb down, but the money situation is a bit precarious. That bomb plant will allow them to go for a buy next round, but Recoil is going to completely whiff his shot. Too many heads to aim at, too many bodies to shoot at, and he's going to get taken down, and that's the round for SRA. They move on to 8 rounds, going into the 12th round. Too Easy are looking like they're just getting undone by hero plays from SRA. There's nothing spectacular about what SRA is doing. It's just hero plays.
Exactly, I completely agree with that. And I was just about to say with Too Easy, smoked off mid to left, pop flash Guru. Like, he was completely white. They get the kill on him. They're doing everything right. And then Major comes in and does that through the smoke. You'll feel terrible after if that happens to you. You'll just be like, what the hell are we supposed to do to win a damn round here? And they have managed to scrounge together a buy, though, for this 12th round. They have an AWP, 3 AKs, and a Galil, and a decent ton of utility. Not as much as they would like, but definitely enough to work with in this round. And again, it's back to square one, because SRA has already won this half, by the way, with 8 rounds. And Too Easy, they need to win the rest of the rounds if they want to have a chance of winning this game, to be honest, because it's starting to run away from them now.
Again, see, I won't really write Too Easy off this early. Still a lot of CS left to be played, but if they don't switch things around, they're going to have a very difficult time on the CT side, because again, Too Easy's CT side is not that aggressive either. Inferno is a map that actually rewards aggression on the CT side towards apartments, towards banana, some sort of active map control. And it's going to be a poor pop flash, but Dream, an uncanny miss from him. But a flex from the balcony, he has to go hero mode. He does have support in the form of Guru coming his way, but a flex, he's going to bite the dust, and Guru, both of them falling. Oh my god, that finally something going too easy's way. Everyone from SRA just missing all their shots.
Yep, everyone indeed. Even Major couldn't shoot Recall Master in the back there. And that's unfortunate for SRA, to be honest. But it was. I don't think that was a bad pop flash. By the way, Dream did not get pop flash, but his teammate in the cubby definitely did at bit to left. But yeah, I mean, too easy. Going back to basics, right? They're just like, all right, this is not working out for us. Let's just, you know, throw one pop flash, stick together as a team. Let's move as a unit and try to get some frags, try to get some rounds on the board now. And it's working out. And you can see the Too Easy is already on the hunt. They know that SRA doesn't have the money. And even though they've won so many rounds, their money is actually pretty terrible. And they've been reset, to be honest. And
yep, and that's the CT side conundrum. On the CT side, the economy is so punishing that you need to string round. Not only do you need to string rounds, you need to keep as many players alive while winning those rounds to keep the money in the green. And if you don't, and SRA have like, even though they've won they've won quite a few rounds in a row, but they've come very close, like losing 2, 3, 4 players in doing so, and they've run their bank dry. And the best part about this Too Easy T-side is that they've won rounds at crucial intervals, which puts a lot of pressure on the CT economy. And now it's going to come down to negative with the AWP. He's the only one with a real gun on the CT side, and he has to go huge. Last time the Guru picked up the AWP, it didn't really work out. He just fell listlessly in mid. But it's going to be a B hit, and negative gets one, but immediately traded out. Dream gonna go looking for that AWP. Will he get it, and will he make something happen? Is the question.
Oh, he just wants to take that AWP and run out of there. He wants to save that gun. He knows how important it is for his team. The Guru trying to make do with his pistol, but he can't really pull off anything spectacular. Recall Master picking off A-Flex as well. All the players were eco, so it's not a problem. Major probably wants to save his armor, but he will be denied by Recall Master. That op has finally come into play, and Too Easy, after this adjustment, they look a lot better. They've stopped spreading out, and they've just started sticking together as a unit. And Dream has spotted out P7, and he will take him out as well. And he's going to be hunted now. He's definitely going to be hunted. But unfortunately for Too Easy, the closest player to Dream is Recall Master, who has an op as well. So he can't risk that AWP. And Dream is going to be... He's going to be let go. He's going to be, you know, allowed to stay alive. And that op is going to make the difference now, because it does look like SRA wants to force buy around this op.
Of course they want to force buy, Adi. Like I said, they went to the Mongol school of economics. I mean, they could have had a 9-6 half if they'd just gone armor pistol that previous round and bought in fully, completely decked out with all the utility in the next round. But instead, they're going to go for broke and try for that 10-5 or 8-7. Like, it's like playing poker when you're literally holding a hand of like just low face cards and just going all in. They're trying to bluff the guy holding the full house. It is just ballsy play across the board from SRA. But apart from the fact that there's no aggression whatsoever. So
yeah, but this may work out in their favor as well, because Too Easy has gone back to their spread default. And the spread default hasn't worked out really well for them. Hopefully towards the end of the round, they do bunch up together and execute onto a bomb site. Actually, that does look like it's the case. They have left one lurker towards B, and curiously, they're wrapping mid to left with a player in the apartments. And A-Flex waiting. Everyone's just waiting. SRA just doesn't want to take the fight right now, and Too Easy is wondering where the hell are the players. Major does make his presence known, takes down P7. It's really low in the process though, and now Too Easy, like I said, they've been spread apart. Badman though sneaks into library. Pokey gets the backstab from apartments onto Major, and Rexy comes in and kills A-Flex as well, and suddenly they open up the A bomb site and get the bomb down. Curious round, to be honest, because all single, like one-on-one fights, and they were won by Too Easy, fortunately for them.
And again, the rotations on SRA, they baffle me. I mean, the bomb has been spotted ages ago making its way towards the A bomb site. And Negative starts rotating out of B as the bomb is getting planted towards, you know, as deep a corner and as deep a hole you can dig in the A bomb site. That's where the bomb gets planted, and that's when he starts rotating. I think SRA, it's clear they've worked on their setup and their trades and their crossfires, but I think they need to start paying some attention towards their communications. And Dream, this man is a turret. He is a literal turret. And like I said, SRA went for broke the previous round, and now they're broke. And now this final buy is going to be a really strained buy. 2 mag 7s. All right.
You probably see another one on Major. Although he goes for the Deagle and bites the bullet for picking... He picks up the utility for his team. Like, he takes a step back. He's like, my team needs utility. I'm going to do it for them. I'm just going to pick up a Deagle. But yeah, that force buy is definitely going to come back to haunt them. And Tweezy finally has a shot into it. And the spam coming in from P7 picks up a flex straight in the head. He's like, bye-bye, I don't need to see you. Pokey gets Apartment's control and gets Guru's head as well. Dream gets a frag, gets a revenge frag, you would say, and picks up the AK and hightails it out of there. And now SRA, they're going to rotate all their players into the A-bomb side. And nope, just as I say that, Dream's like, no fam, I don't want you to be right about this. I don't want to take the correct decision. I'm going to go back to B. And all of a sudden, there's just one player at the A-bomb side. That's Negative. Gets the first frag onto Pokey. He might even get a second because the trade is not forthcoming. He does get the leg shot onto Recoil Master, but Recoil Master does get the frag onto Negative. And now it's a 2v3 retake, but Recoil Master is really low. Badman sitting at half HP as well. The bomb has been planted finally by Recoil Master, and the post plants are actually really bad right now. And Dream and Major get picked off by Recoil Master and P7. The standing turrets for Too Easy, and that's 8-7. Too Easy does pick up all the remaining rounds that they could, but they still do lose the half. But this is a good platform. This is what I was saying, right? Too Easy needed to win those rounds, needed to win those to build a comeback and build some momentum into this game. And now I think all of a sudden Too Easy are in the driver's seat.
Yep, and they do as you instructed. They win the remaining rounds, and now they can actually start mounting a comeback. All comes down to this pistol round. They had a very questionable pistol setup going into the first round, but well, this is an interesting one. This pistol setup I haven't seen since last year's I think it was, yeah, fall season, when they just put 3 players in Speedway and swing to either side depending on where the action was taking place. And considering the fact that Pokey has had no traffic come his way towards Banana, the swing has gone towards A. And okay, just as I say that, Pokey, well, I don't know if he's any good or not, but he's definitely very, very dead.
That was harsh, to be honest. That headshot was nasty, and now that's forced Too Easy to rotate a player onto the B bomb side. They did want to stack 4 towards A, but as of now, oh, that read. This is a very interesting read coming in from Too Easy. But now, hopefully, they don't overthink it with Negative shooting Badman. Well, Rexy in the back, but Recoil Master gets the first frag onto Guru. They do know that it's a B hit now. P7 here's the plant as well. He needs to get this frag onto A flex, but more than that, he needs to hold the the graveyard. Sorry, what is this called? I have a brain fart at this point. Yes, construction or garden, right? As one point as well. But Negative gets a frag onto Rexy as well. P7 trying to retake, gets a frag onto A flex, but he's instantly traded by Major. And SRA picks up what is their second pistol round of the game. And there you go. I mean, they might even build off this and get 2 more, because they did play the anti-ecos very well in the first half. And that gives them, that platform, right? That those 6 rounds that I was talking about. And it makes it that much harder for Too Easy to get back into this game.
Yep, and you called it. You lose the pistol rounds, that's 6 rounds you're essentially giving up. But all's not lost. The Deagles are out to play. And we have seen miraculous rounds come from these Deagles, because once they start going off, they start singing the songs of death and destruction. Hopefully that's not the case, and SRA can just keep going on their merry way. and keep putting the wins on the table, because it would seem that SRA aren't a team that adapts very well, as was clearly evident by their CT side. And what is that smoke, Adi? What is that smoke?
Well, that smoke was spotted by Negative, and he's like, guys, what the hell are you doing? Here, take a second one. And that wasted a smoke, and Guru is going to get shot in the back by Recoil Master. But I think Pokey is aware that Major has sneaked into CD spawn. Major somehow is a 32 HP. I have no idea where that happened. And he does get the backstab onto Pokey. He's stuck between two players. A-Flex, though, is the one who gets the frags onto the B players. Recoil Master does get the frag onto Major, so that CD spawn avenue is clear. It's a 3v3 retake now. SRA has got the bomb down at B, and that was a good strat, to be honest. They wrapped on the B bomb side. They split B, 3 coming in straight from Banana, and 2 trying to sneak their way into CD spawn. Worked out pretty well, actually. It put 2EZ's defense in a mess, and A-Flex, he's not done here. The 2 entry frags, and now 2 frags to hold the bomb site down as well. 4 frags on the man. He's going nuts this game. Negative stealing that ace away from P7. And, well, at least for SRA, all those frags came to their SMGs, so that's a positive.
Yeah, and that's money in the bank for a Flex. And
yeah, I say that considering that they lost 3 players, by the way. That's what I meant. Like, they lost 3 players, but at least they got 5 frags off the SMGs. So that'll help their bank.
Yeah, and moreover, most of the investment was just SMGs. I don't think there was a rifle on the cards for SRA going into that pistol round. They took a leaf out of Entity's playbook. Entity did that last time around, just, I think, 5 umps and a boatload of utility. And it worked really well in their favor. Utility being your best friend, flushing out those, annoying little CTs or terrorists hiding in those little nooks and crannies. But Rexy picks up the first kill.
I have no idea what A-Flex was doing there. He just ran in alone.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... he died to a complete eco, by the way. And for some reason, Badman has a kit. It is a B stack, of course, coming in by the CTs. Rexy's alone at the A-bomb side, and the C4 is going A, unfortunately for 2EZ. And, well, SRA should pick up this round because there is nobody here except for Rexy. And what I don't understand is, 1, the kit on Badman, and the second thing I don't understand is how many rounds are 2EZ gonna give up. Dream gets the frag onto Rexy. That's the A-bomb side opened up, and Badman should just save that kit. Send the rest of his players. $400 invested in that kit. He shouldn't be dropping that because he's not gonna have the money next round to buy another one.
I mean, I don't get it, right? You've decided to stack a bomb, then you do get the kill, you do get, an AK-47 out of the hands of the CTs, of the Ts, but you're giving up economy to your opponents. Why? If you've decided to stack a bomb site, they don't come your way, it's okay, just chill. You don't need to go for the, flashy plays and get the frags. Okay, you do recover the AK-47, so I guess I've just put a shoe in my mouth, but I still stand by what I said. If I were 2EZ, I would have just saved. I would have kept all 4 players in the B-bomb side because it's a gamble and it's a risk that's not worth taking. There we go. You kill everybody. Yes, everybody's dead. You've done a lot of economic damage, but you've still lost the round, right? And if I were you, I would have, instead of giving SRA the economy, I would have just stayed put and wait for exits to come my way.
And I don't know if, like I said, Badman is not good. Oh, well, he does buy a kit, but he does forego a flashbang or a nade. So, again, there you go. He could have saved that kit. He probably could have, after he got the first frag on a major, once he recovered that AK, he should have just hightailed it out of there, honestly. Because, I mean, SRA still has the money. They could still, as long as they get a bomb plant, they should be able to buy the next round as well. And it's just, it wasn't worth it, especially when you're on the CT side, right? Because like you said earlier in the game, the CT economy is, oh my god, and Recoil Master getting punished through the smoke, a luck shot coming out there by A-Flex. And again, this is SRA studying 2EZ. They know that that Recoil Master likes to play behind that smoke, likes to peek middle, and they just took a chance. And that chance, they won the lottery with that chance, right? Negative is wondering what the hell is happening there, and oh my god, Badman gets actually baited by his own teammates AWP, and oh my god, that's just a hilarious.
That was so smart on Negative, so smart of Negative to do what he just did. He saw the op just, do a moonwalk in front of it. He's like, I wonder if there's someone under shelter. Let me check. Peeks out, boom, down goes Badman. And I'm pretty sure Badman will be like, Abbe P7 kar kya raha hai bhai, nade se uda.
Like I just I feel so bad for Too Easy there. But these are the things, like these are the bad habits that you pick up from pugs, right? And you bring them into the game. Like I know a lot of Too Easy players are in next as well, right? And even if So Strong next is a really high skill tier, it's still a pug at the end of the day. And these bad habits of, oh, take this up, of course, you know, the player on the terrorist side who's gone for that boiler control, which is going to happen every single round, by the way. There's always a terrorist in the apartments or boiler unless you fight that. He of course knows that that gun is being shot towards a player, right? It's just, that's just like I told you, that's like just baited by his own teammate. I would be really cheesed off if I was Batman right now. I would have been like, "Kya kar raha hai?" Like
Exactly.
basically, like,
No,
and
see, but if you're noticing this, Adi, and I know you are because you've played professionally and you understand this game at a much higher level than I do. I'm just a cancer caster. What do I know, right? But both the teams are literally, they have identical CT sides, very static, very passive, and both of them were punished to a certain extent. I mean, Too Easy are getting punished. And Rex, oh my God, Rexy just wrecked, brutal, savaged by Dream.
I think Too Easy is a little bit shaken up, by the way. Rexy had saved that M4 from the earlier round, by the way, and it is an eco coming out from Too Easy. So if you don't expect much coming in from this round, but Recoil does get a frag, but the B bomb side has been relieved of counter-terrorist control, and well, they're gonna try to save 2 rifles. That's for sure. P7 is going towards mid to pick up that dropped M4 by Recoil Master. And this is going to help their economy. But now again, like Too Easy has dug themselves into such a hole where, okay, I stand corrected. P7 can't find that M4. Where the hell did it go?
He's just like, what the heck?
Oh, there it is.
There we go. All he had to do was press 1.
I think it was dropped towards the arch, and this thing. Pokey gets a frag on a Dream as well, and he's not gonna get a gun. Oh, he does get a gun out of this, and all of a sudden, that's a great round for Too Easy because they have 3 guns saved now, and of course they've lost 5 rounds in a row, so that's the loss bonus is max now. They need to start putting up numbers on the board now. Now they need to fight back. Now is the time where they need to do something different. Yeah, they need to aggress, right? They need to take banana control. If I was them right now, to be honest, I would send 3 players down banana and 2 players in apartments. Leave middle. Middle doesn't matter in a map like Inferno. Just push banana and apartments. Take control of both. Squeeze SRA out of the map. And that's how you're going to win this game. Do it every round. But SRA...
In fact, I'd have to disagree a little bit. I'd say instead of... Wow, those nades though. Oh my God. I would say Kobe, but that's a slam dunk. And an alley-oop by Rexy. And
2
Pokey.
nades.
Yeah, 2 nades right on the head. Take that. Good night, sweet prince. But as I was saying, I'd have to disagree with you. Instead of aggressing both at banana and apartments, I'd say aggress at one spot, deny them control at one place, and force the T's to play into a trap that you've possibly sprung towards the A bombs. And there we go, 1 kill coming their way. Recoil Master finally comes alive with the big green gun. That Molotov though is going to force him off. In the meantime, P7 finds a kill. P7 Major still around the corner. P7 holding steady, will find the kill. And finally, Too Easy pick up a round. And most importantly, they do so by keeping 4 players alive, which means they're going to have some economy going forwards.
Yep, that's exactly what the doctor ordered right now. A clean round. And Too Easy's crossfire actually working out. And Recoil Master, of course, bailing... I forget who died in mid to right, but bailing his teammate out for not getting a frag of his own. But I have noticed SRA, when they do walk in mid, there is no pop flash. Yeah. There's just the one smoke on either side, and they're just walking in. And especially, Negative has done this 2 or 3 times now. He's just walked in dry. And the same 2 nades coming in by Too Easy. SRA has learned from their past mistake, by the way. A-Flex, and well, this time it's Major, who goes in a little later to Banana. Doesn't want to take that nade damage. And now, again, it's such a static setup by Too Easy. It irks me.
This is... Oh, God. I don't know. Adi, it's just... After watching so much Counter-Strike, right? I'd expect there to be some trickle-down effect. I mean, just watch how Astralis are playing Inferno right now. It's crazy how good they are on this map. If you're not that comfortable with the free-flowing way that Astralis play, like they can execute with 2 players, just take something from Big. Big is a very execute-heavy team, and they've had a lot of success on this map. In fact, they went to legend status and won majors just based off of how good they were on Inferno. So take a few, strats off of their playbook and just try and implement them. Some setups on the CT side being so static. Right now, it's a 3-2 split, and Pokey is going to rotate off, which is not the right call in my opinion, because there's 4 Oh, okay. Something clicked. Divine intervention right there. And
that Molotov misses its mark. Rexy does spot off the head, and he does get a frag, falls back, but now he's trapped, and he has no backup coming in because Pokey's been picked off by Negative. Major does kill Rexy as well, and now the B-bomb side is completely open, and it does look like Too Easy are going to go in for the retake. They have to go for this retake. And now they shouldn't go for the retake because P7 has been picked off by Negative. But still, Too Easy want to force the issue. 2-on-3. Dream, unfortunate, could not spot anything through that smoke. Badman with a terrible flash. That's not going to flash anyone. Negative. Oh! Negative gets a kill, but Badman with a 1-tap onto Dream, making up for his missed flash. And now he's sneaked his way in. No, shit. Oh. Oh, Negative does kill him. Oh, sorry, I squealed like a little girl there because he should have waited for another 3 seconds. Waited for the terrorists to start running away. And then tap the bomb. He tapped it too early, I think. He should have gone for the stick 5, just, with 6 seconds left on the bomb timer.
He tapped it too early. The story of Indian CSGO.
You do not want to prematurely tap that.
Yes. Yes. No, you do not. What am I saying? Yes for?
But yes, and Too Easy. Now, they are basically out of money. This is the Hail Mary buy. 14-8 in the favor of SRA. SRA actually have looked impressive on their T side. But again, that's in part of Too Easy just being completely clueless on their side as well. And there you go. That's an example of how clueless Too Easy are. 2 smokes by the players who were standing right next to each other, wasted at middle, when you already are so low on cash. This makes me tilt, Fed. So I can't even imagine. Like I'm Henry G right now. I'm tilted as a caster.
Are you? This is just your first game, Adi.
But I don't like to
learn to become Zen.
I don't like to see silly mistakes. All right, if you screw up your aim or something, it's fine. But if you do something like that in the Masters League, in this level of the game, you deserve to be called out on it because you are much better than this. And anyway, SRA it does look like SRA is gearing up for that B take. It is just the Guru making some noise over at A. And he is actually holding 3 players here just because of that noise. And I'm surprised that Too Easy isn't smarter at this, especially now. Badman does pick off the Guru, and the rotation should be called in very soon. And Recall Master gets the frag onto Major as well. The B hit is coming in now. Recall Master smoked off. A-Flex does sneak into CD spawn, but he is traded by Pokey. Pokey with a nuts shot onto Negative. He must be wondering what the hell happened there. And Badman is shut down by Dream. And again, when Too Easy does win a round, they win it pretty cleanly. Where is this in all the other rounds?
I don't know. Hiding in new boxes, behind new boxes, in dark spots somewhere, but it's not in the game. They're just so passive. I think they're too passive for their own good. Just one player, that is the Guru, just holding off 3 players in one bomb site. That should not happen. And what's worrying me right now for SRA is that I think this might just be a mirror of what happened in the first half. They had an they were in an identical situation where Too Easy won 1 round and that reset their economy, and then Too Easy just came back and kept winning round after round after round. That had a lot to do with the fact that SRA doesn't like to eco or study economics much. But I mean, which is funny because most of them are from Kolkata, right? You expect Bengalis to be like, I'm Bengali. I am thrifty as they come. Given a choice, I'd eco full 15 rounds, and I have $16,000. Yeah.
Yeah, and for like it's sort of like in pugs, right? In MM, you'll be like, "Bhai, drop me a gun. Where are you gonna take your 16,000? Are you gonna like withdraw it from a bank?" And so that's what you like to do, Fet, huh? Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. I will never pug with you ever again. But an eco round, it's a throwaway round coming in by SRA. I do like that they took the tactical pause just before this as well to discuss what their plan of action should be for the next round. They wouldn't have been talking about this round at all. Negative. Yeah. Walking too far out of the smoke and walks to his death, unfortunately. And Rexy being stupid and peeking out when he shouldn't have. But through the smoke, Pokey gets two, and he is going to pick up the third as well. He knows what was coming, and he does manage to save the op as well. 4 frags for the man. Eco frags, stats padded, and too easy now. They at least they have money. I'll say that much. At least they can buy the next round if they lose this, and that's the most important part. And SRA are gonna force buy again because it's SRA. Very low on utility. 1 Deagle, 1 Pro 90 on the Guru, and
this I have to see.
Yeah, I agree. I was just gonna say if you could put the camera on Guru, because effective use of the P90 is something I have not learnt after playing this game for 15 years. So I would like to learn it now.
Stream in that case. He's a god with this gun.
Well, I'm saying effective in a professional sense, in a professional game, not in a pug.
Listen,
I
this
should
is
have
the
clarified.
most dreaded weapon in a pug. I don't know how to counter this. There's no counter to this. It's the Brahmastra.
I have no idea what Brahmastra means.
Watch Mahabharat, Pro.
Sure, I have better things to do like watch Counter-Strike. But the Guru making a difference with that P9. He gets the frag onto Batman, but is instantly that crossfire by Pokey and P7 walking into basically the gates of hell and being stopped by the devil and 2 of his minions.
Wow. I mean, that was the fastest round we've cast in this entire game because it was like the entire SRA squad just walked into a meat grinder and Too Easy were like, okay. And they just killed everybody. Like everyone's dead. Everyone's dead, Adi. They're all dead. Where did that round go? Apart from Guru with the P90, like I said, that is a weapon of mass destruction. The only kill that round came from the P90 of all weapons.
I have no idea why. Well, either way. Again, like I said, SRA, right? They lack their pop flashes. Like, unfortunately, I'm actually trying to analyze this game while watching and casting it. So, pretty analytical and pretty anal, basically, about the mistakes players make and the plays players make, right? And SRA, no pop flash, again. That was their mistake. And Recall Master gets the frag onto Dream. Badman elsewhere gets a frag onto A-Flex. It is an eco round, it's a throwaway round. Too Easy needs to keep as many players alive as possible. And it looks like they will.
Woohoo! Kadak shot. And Major, yeah. 1 shot is all you have. Okay, negative. Alright. Cool. Negative will get the M4, but I don't think there's enough left in him to go for the plant. Nope, there isn't. Pokey will find the final kill of that round. And with that, Too Easy somehow find themselves within touching distance of SRA. It's 14-12, and SRA, now, they are on the more forgiving side. They kept forcing it up on the CT side to their own detriment. But they're on the T side now. It's a lot more forgiving in terms of the economy. So they can take a few more risks, be a little more cavalier with their cash. But not so much. Not so much. The bank is building on Too Easy. An average of $5,000, apart from Badman. Badman's as broke as they come, and so is Rexy. I mean, they can still buy. That's the thing. P7 can drop in the next round, and everyone else, including Badman, will be able to go for a buy. So
the economy doesn't matter for Too Easy anymore, actually. It just matters that SRA, even if they lose this round, they need to get a bomb plant down, because otherwise they're gonna have to force buy, basically, because they've spent everything in the bank to get that op and all those grenades and all those AK-47s on the board. And Too Easy, in the meanwhile, if they lose a round, they have enough for 1 more round, and if they lose that, it's GG anyway, right? So for them, it doesn't really matter. And finally, Too Easy, going for some aggression onto the B bomb side. They have taken banana control with that deep smoke. And Recall Master, of course, sitting at the old car position with that op, like a turret. That smoke is going to dissipate. And what's he going to do off the back of that? Is he going to push it? Are they going to re-smoke it? Negative, by the way, is stuck on the wrong side of that crosshair with the C4.
I mean, he can always circle around. There's no reason for him to force the issue.
But I'm sure he will. And that flash misses. Recall Master avoids it anyway, even if it did not miss. In the meanwhile, SRA has actually sneaked up middle, while the C4. This is actually the most important fight, though. Even though the game is going on at middle. Well, it's so alright. So this was the same thing by SRA. They actually tried to take middle control and then wrap onto the B bomb site, but unfortunately, the middle control has been completely denied. And now it's Recall Master getting a frag onto negative. He knows that both the players are at B as well. All he needs to do is wait for his backup. One teammate has already arrived, and Recall Master does get two, but Major does finally get the trade in, but it is a little bit too late. He needs to get the bomb plant down right now, but he's going to be denied by Rexy. And now SRA are not going to have the money to get their full buy. This is what I was saying right in the start of this round. They needed to get that bomb down, and I think SRA is overthinking this right now, Fed. Don't you think so? I think they just need to bunch up like Too Easy did towards the end of their half, towards the end of the first half, and just stick together, work as a unit, and basically brute force into a bomb site.
Yeah, what they need to watch in their... Oh, they don't have any more tactical timeouts. What they needed to, for a pep talk, would have been the Leroy Jenkins video and a poster of YOLO in the background. Because that's what they need to do. SRA, again, Too Easy are playing so passive towards the A bomb site. A fast play towards Arches could actually break this setup. And I'm surprised that SRA haven't read into this. And it may be that, some godsend here by some miracle. Too Easy have managed to pull it back. And again, there's been tiny switch-ups here and there which has allowed them to get these so many rounds. Primary of them, that being the banana aggression that we saw coming up in the past few rounds. But again, they know that Too Easy's economy, SRA's economy is in the dumpster. This is the right time to actually play passive, and they're doing that. They're letting the rifles and its range, speak to its inherent advantage. And you also using their utility to delay any pushes whatsoever, because if one of those rounds came down to the wire and SRA just ran out of time. And this is smart play from Too Easy Gaming.
I agree. And of course, this is an eco round coming in from SRA, so we do not expect much from them this round. And again, this is like, this is going to be really important what happens in the next round, actually, because, oh my god, Rexy completely whiffing the spray onto Major, and all of a sudden, Recall Master is going to need backup, and he's aiming at the... Where is he aiming? Crosshair placement, my man. And Recall Master does get the frag onto negative, though. He is stuck, but it doesn't matter. Push this guy into a corner. He will come out swinging, and he will knock you down. And now, SRA, 14 all. Their lead, their massive 14-8 lead has dwindled down to next to nothing. And we're even Stevens again. Just 2 rounds left to go into this game. And yeah, it's squeaky bum time, as Sir Alex Ferguson would like to say.
Squeaky bum time indeed. I mean, I think I first heard that being said by James Bardolph himself, the legend, the man, the myth.
Yeah, of course. Even he heard that from football, from the commentators in football. And SRA calling for a dot stop. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Too Easy is going to... Yep. I was a little concerned that I was like, is Too Easy going to be unsportsmanlike and be like, nope, we're not going to call the dot stop for you? But they do that. And yeah, it does seem like SRA is lagging. So we do have a tactical timeout.
One thing I'll give credit where credit is due. Too Easy, and generally most of the teams in the Indian professional circuit, they're very sporting. Sportsmanship is not something that's lacking. I mean, not to you, your administration, okay? You're the suit, but with each other.
No, I agree.
Apart from what happened at, in Kolkata, let's... yeah.
Well, that's internal Kolkata strife. We'll leave it to that itself.
Yes.
There's no reason to bring it up on stream right now. But what I do want to bring up, of course, is that Too Easy, in fact, on the first day, right, when the whole Entity Gaming coach issue came up, right, Too Easy actually did not file a complaint. They did not want to. They were like, they just wanted to get on with it. And you're right, the Too Easy especially are the most sportsmanlike team out there. Even though Tito last year got the Masala Award from HyperX for, the most trash talk ever done by any player in the history of Counter-Strike in the Premiership, still, he's still very sporting, and even he does it in fun. So, yeah. That's basically it. But anyway.
I wasn't aware that he got the Trash Talker award.
Oh, well, yeah, it was called the Masala Award.
Interesting.
It was for, his trash talking, basically.
I've never seen Tito trash talk. I mean, Rahul's one of the nicest guys I've met.
Oh, did you not? I guess you weren't there for his interview, right? And of course, you were injured at the time, just fresh out of your knee replacement surgery or whatever.
It's an ACL reconstruction, not a knee replacement, not 80 years old, Adi.
Well, I'm going to have to get a knee replacement soon anyway, but forget that right now. We can talk about that on our own time. This game has reached its boiling point right now. 14 all, the full buy coming in from both the teams, and this is the most important round for SRA. Again, P7 gets the first frag, Negative gets the trade onto him, but Badman with a revenge frag onto Guru. The middle is being locked down by Too Easy. They finally realized how to play this game, how to play against SRA, and it's completely working out. SRA now forced to the B bomb site, and Negative on 10 points of health. This is basically a 2v4.
Indeed it is, and again, Too Easy. It's just shutting things down towards that A setup. It's such a shelter-heavy setup, and again, I would have expected SRA to have a good read. Negative, the glorious opening frag, and brings it down to a 3v3 or a 2.5 by 3. Now it's a 2v2.5. Well, Negative is on 10 HP, but he doesn't care. He's just flying into the bomb sites, getting kills left, right, and center. And
but
in the blink of an eye, the wheels have turned.
Yeah, and Too Easy does have the money, so they're going to go for the retake. And Negative is actually sitting at a brilliant corner, and he gets 2 frags at 10 points of health. Oh my god, that's heartbreaking for Too Easy, because at least the trade should come in there. If nothing else, a stray bullet, something or the other. And a 4v3 situation for SRA, 3v4 anyway, I should say. Turned around on the... it's just painful. Absolutely painful. But props to SRA for figuring out that Too Easy is going to have only 2 players at the B bomb site. And they attacked the correct bomb site. But again, one trade should have come in there by Too Easy. But they have the money. All is not lost. They can take this game to overtime. And I hope they do. It'll be a great first game casted by me. For me.
फुटेज खाने में आदि आगे अव्वल 1 नंबर है ना once overtime it means that you like the attention, bruh.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I know, like I am a little rusty with my casting, of course. The last time I casted was probably Taiwan Excellence, so don't worry, it will get better. But at least I will get to your cancel level pretty soon, Fed. Pretty soon.
But all that aside, Negative has just come alive in these last few rounds. Some juicy headshots. Like, he's just been killing it, quite literally killing everything that walks into his crosshairs, and he's hungry for more.
And now again, Too Easy's it's a 4v4, and Too Easy split their defense 2 and 2. That's the best thing they can do, of course, in this scenario. But this setup is really interesting. And Guru, he's gonna peek out, find Batman with the shoulder peek, and they're gonna go for the A-bomb site now, SRA. It makes sense because, well, except as soon as I say that, P7 gets a frag onto Negative, and now the Guru has to get the trade, and P7 looking away at the wrong time, and the A-bomb site has fallen, and this is it. Too Easy. Herexi and Recall Master with a mountain to climb now. 2v3 retake on the A-bomb site, and the clock's gonna run down anyway because they're just so far away.
They have a mountain to climb. There's still a Molotov and a nade remaining on SRA. They can actually delay oh my god, and there's the Molotov I was talking about. That's going to force them out of Moto. But Badman and Rexy getting the first kill, but the clock is ticking down. There's no time. They both have kits, but there's literally no time remaining. And Dream is going to find the first kill and the last one as well. And that's GG, well played. SRA take the game from Too Easy. Too Easy, valiant effort to mount a comeback and claw it back to claw back 14 rounds. But unfortunately, it was too little, too late, and SRA are the victors today.
I know, I agree. I actually specifically liked how Aflex and Dream played that round. They did not peek at all. They just crouched.
What a great game, by the way, Bagish. That was crazy Counter-Strike action right there, and this is the reason why I get so excited watching Counter-Strike, because it came super close. The Tito was not playing in that game, but my prediction did go wrong. But that was talking strictly on statistics.
No.
But my statistics were changed.
No, sure, Gautam, by your statistics and that weird ass shady, cheap plaster of Paris which you're applying over this wrong prediction of yours, I have won today. This will go down in history books. No, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership. And like I predicted, I believe, okay, you know what? This is specifically straight mano to one of the casters of the game, Aditya Adisha. Thank you for bearing with me and letting me in on the game. I know exactly what's going to happen now when Adi is not here. The man's trained me well. Shout out to him. One of the best pro players now turned analyst. But moving on. We are talking about the game which happened between 2EZ and SRA. Definitely a close game. Okay, a lot of things here. I mean, Adi and Fet would have noticed it in the game. When I saw the game begin, I saw a very different SRA than the SRA I am personally used to seeing. Usually it's the 2EZ, the team 2EZ gaming. When you okay, I'll tell you how it is. So when a game begins and it's a 2EZ game, you expect 2EZ to take the immediate lead. You expect them to be there and like just end it fast. You know, that's 2EZ most of the times. This time around, it was not 2EZ. It was SRA.
Well, 2EZ was, as I mentioned before, was missing a player. Tito was not playing in their team.
Definitely. The team synergy was down.
As I said, SRA is not also, it's not a bad team or any case.
Not at all.
These are great teams. And they took advantage of the fact that
Tito Savage was not there.
Yeah, Savage was not there. In the beginning of the matches, in the first few rounds, you notice that...
the slump. You see the slump, the synergy.
2EZ was just kind of all over the place. It was interesting to see them actually make a comeback. These guys got super close. They almost clutched that game out. Sadly, was not able to close the last two rounds. These guys played great, by the way, even without Tito there.
Yeah.
And SRA...
Sadly, they got outplayed by SRA. To be very honest about it, not that any of the teams put in less effort. I mean, if I have to like slightly kid about it, you've seen those old Tom and Jerry cartoons?
Yeah.
Where when Tom is trying to run and he's just like stuck in one position, like my cat also does, like he's like trying to gain momentum and then he goes forward. I think that's exactly how 2EZ went for it. They had that initial slump. They were trying to make things work, could not, because SRA was like blockading them wherever possible, whenever possible. And when they finally gained the synergy, when they realized, okay, let's
when the potential energy
when the potential energy can get converted into kinetic energy.
We don't have time. We are running super Dota.
Okay, we do not have time right now. I've been informed by the studio. Our flow manager was also saying, "Bhai, bahut zyada kar rahe ye log." Saik, Jerry, Ahmed, we'll come back to you in a bit. But for now, what we need to go to is a small commercial break. First of all, huge shout out to Team Shout out to Team SRA for absolutely owning this game, and also shout out to Team 2EZ for absolutely living up to the reputation. Never, ever, ever will I get bored in seeing a 2EZ game. And with that note, let me bid you goodbye from CSGO. We'll be back again with Dota 2, because this is the ESL India Premiership 2018, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by Nodwin Gaming and ESL India. And we'll be back in a bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL India Premiership. Once again, Dota 2 is round the corner, and joining me is Zara.
Did you get a stroke? I thought you got a stroke in window.
No, I did not get a stroke. I was excited.
Thank you, Vagish. So great to see you after so many days.
Yes, my eye is much better, but not yet healed. One day. So the doctor is also saying that maybe we're just waiting for you to mutate. Maybe I'm an X-Men waiting to happen.
Makes
okay,
sense.
You can laugh. It's okay. You can laugh. Nobody's stopping you from laughing, except those people who make those silly social media posts and blogs. I haven't forgotten about you, buddies. I haven't. But moving on, let's move on to the teams we have at hand here. We have a game in Dota 2 between Team Buriza and Nefarious. So let's start off with Nefarious first. Let's have a look at them. All right, Team Nefarious there. Slight halabaloo murmur in the production. Hey, it's supposed to be Team Buriza. Moving on.
Yeah.
That's Team Nefarious there.
Yes.
I've been informed that we are at some absolute lack of time today. So we'll quickly head off to the next team here, the opposition team, Buriza. Alrighty then that's Team Buriza there. Both teams have been waiting patiently for this game to occur. Begin, whatever way you want to put it. Well, this game is going to go down, and it's going to go down fast and soon, because I've been informed that the draft will also be ready right about now. But before we actually move on to the draft, Angie, I need to ask you, since you're my analyst.
Yeah. Well, Nefarious is sitting 11th on the board as of now, and they're at a little bit of a struggle situation. They've taken only one victory for themselves, and they need to really buck it up and get 4 slots above. Otherwise, they're going to be kicked out of the Masters League and sent directly into Challenger League, which is a risky place to be, because you've been invited for the Masters League, and that is a beautiful spot to be in. So they got to make sure that they win the next few games. The last time this team played, I was watching them very closely, and they were making a few basic mistakes, which I hope they don't repeat in the upcoming games, which is basically their warding was very faulty. They weren't really sure on how the game was going. There was not much impact coming in the early game, which caused them a very big defeat in the later segments of the game. So if they have watched that replay, if they've watched their previous games, they practice hard, I think they're going to have a good run today. Team Buriza, on the other hand, they're sixth on the board. They've won 3 games. They've lost 2 games. I like the way they are playing as of now. They've got a very objective-oriented Dota. They kind of take heroes which we can check them out on the leaderboard also as of now. We'll just see the positioning. We have Nefarious at 11th, and we have Buriza, who's doing pretty fine for them at 6th spot. I'm hoping to see whether they make it a land finale. They are from Delhi, and they would have to travel all the way.
I'm particularly very saddened with the council coming in 9th here right now.
Yeah.
They've played 4 games. They've managed to lose 3 out of those.
Yeah.
Well, I expected much more from Len and Deaths and gang there. But again, like I said, a lot of teams here signify, no doubt, 6 games, victories. ROG Titans, 3 victories, 3 games.
I mean,
played.
the SEMA Masters League they've got some fantastic teams in there. I mean,
I feel glad. I'm glad to see Reckoning Esports moving up the charts finally from down under. Well, that's a reprise. That's a reprise. But like I said, they've just played 4 games. They have so many more games to happen.
Definitely.
And like Gautam also said in the game of CS, every team is a good team. The same thing holds for Dota. Every team is a good team. It's just that you get outplayed. And sometimes you have to live with that.
And also nowadays, the thing is that a lot of teams are getting the advantage of having a boot camp, of having a coach, of having regular salaries, which is making them more...
it doesn't make a difference.
No, it does to a certain extent, because then you don't have that personal pressure from your family. You can actually think of concentrating on the game and thinking of it more constructively than just being about...
But tell me one thing. If you're professionally playing somewhere, your family won't pressurize you, because A, it is your profession. But I've been informed the draft is live
nice
also
picks
while we were having this intense conversation about stuff. So we see bans coming in from both teams here. Team Nefarious has gone ahead, banned Omni Knight, Shen, Sand King, Juggernaut, and Pangolia, whereas Team Buriza have gone ahead, banned Elite Titan, Razor, Balanar, aka Night Stalker, Pit Lord, and Dark Willow.
Yes.
We see 2 picks already happen. Third pick is getting chosen by Nefarious. A Puck and a Disruptor coming in for Nefarious, whereas Buriza with the Witch Doctor and Nyx Assassin.
I'm very excited to see if Nefarious opt to go for a Jakiro. I feel he's a little undervalued in recent times, but I think he fits beautifully well. He could replace your
Macro Pyre and Angela.
It's
I
deadly.
love the Macro Pyre.
It's very deadly. On top of it, like, he stays from far, he's very good to take down towers. So I could even see Team Buriza pick that up if they plan to take the Nyx in the off lane. But now Nefarious looking to pick, if that Puck's going mid, they're looking to pick their mid laner, their carry, and their secondary support.
Well, that's based on the fact if the Puck is going mid.
If the Puck is going mid. I'm hoping
it's
to
always
see that Puck
relying
mid.
on that if, Angela, if you realize. It's always that big if which makes you think, okay, this thing can change any moment right about now.
Yeah, if the Puck does decide to go off lane, they could have, but Clockwork securing that question of us. Clockwork is going to be their off lane now with the Puck going mid. I do like the Clockwork picker coming there from Nefarious. He can very well hook shot when the Witch Doctor starts his ultimate. That cancels out a very big stun. Also from there, we do have Buriza's Nyx Assassin, who's a little bit of a risk for Nefarious because they have to invest a lot into sentries and dust. And if they don't, it could be game-changing for them.
But
and
they've gone ahead and picked up a Tiny.
I love that pickup. Fits well. It could also be a carry Tiny with an early Shadow Blade. If they do manage to get that Shadow Blade up in the first 16 minutes, they could be causing a lot of havoc with just the Nyx Assassin and Tiny. Also, if they plan to send the Tiny off lane, they could also opt to go for a lifesteal in their safe lane and then have this 3-man rotation just happening around the map. I have seen that Team Buriza has been able to convincingly make a Radiance in the first 18 minutes of the game, and then it's total just walking through the park for them. But Nefarious, I like their pick for now. They do seem to be sure about what they're coming into. But I mean, the last time I saw this team play, this is something that I want to keep repeating so that, I mean, teams need to pay attention towards the warding. And Nefarious is lacking a little bit when it comes to warding in general wards. So if they kind of miss out on the sentries in this game, it could be very devastating for them. And I think Team Buriza has kind of understood this logic of Nefarious, that they are not really good with their supports. I mean, there must be brilliant supports individually, but when you're coming into a team game, those 13-minute wards, those 9-minute wards, knowing your spike points are the times that you'll be worried about. And I think Nefarious is opting to go for a support Clockwork. That also could work. Puck in this off lane and Shadow Fiend mid. It could also be a carry Shadow Fiend, but it's a little risky, that draft, because I think it's just versatility coming in from them. I mean, it's a little risky, but that also tells me that it's always good to think out of the box.
Angela, hence proven, one cannot really, how would I say, decide before the game what roles the character is going to play. I mean, look at it. Like, we were expecting a Puck to be mid, but turns out a Shadow Fiend has come for a... I'm pretty sure this is an SF mid play going to happen.
Ooh.
And that would be really interesting to see, because they've gone ahead and countered that pick with an OD.
Very strong pick coming in there. The OD, he destroys mostly all heroes. The only heroes that actually can survive against him are a Viper or a Razor, or even a Lina, as a matter of fact. But today, with the Shadow Fiend against him, Nefarious got to play their early game very safe. I mean, for the first 15 minutes, I don't even need them to be seen ganking around. They got to get those levels up. They got to see that, you know, their supports are intact, not many deaths given. Because if Buriza gets that momentum early on in the game, it's not going to be good. And Buriza being 6 on the board, I'm only giving them the advantage because as of now, they sit 6 on the board. Nefarious got to be a little careful. For now, the Terrorblade gets banned over there from Nefarious.
And a Phantom Assassin from Team Buriza.
I hope they pick up an Omni Knight. I mean, he's become one of my top favorite picks as of now in the ESL.
But the Omni Knight's been banned.
Oh, he was first banned. All right, I didn't see that. So for now, we're going to take some time with the last picker from Buriza. They are looking to pick mostly the secondary support if the Nyx Assassin is going off lane. Unless they plan on... I mean, no, I don't think... It could be a life stealer.
Nefarious could do... I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Nefarious could do so much more with the life stealer.
I mean, yeah, if they decide to go for it, it's good. But Lycan fitting into Buriza's draft completely. So it's going to be a Tiny going in the off lane, Nyx and WD going to be the supports, and OD going mid, and Lycan going to be their pusher. I like this combination because Buriza seems like the team that kind of need 4 people to do the gank. Yeah, they've got a beautiful plan in place. And seeing an SF, a Disruptor, and and a Clockwork, who is 4th role support in this game, it's very clear that they are very squishy. So Buriza is just looking to just destroy Nefarious if they get that momentum early. But Nefarious have not yet picked their 5th hero. It could be a devastating pick. Like I said, even if they go and opt and pick up the Lifestealer as of now, it could still work for them because they do need the tank coming in from their team. And they do need somebody who can soak in all the damage because that is going to be the initiator. The Clockwork can hookshot, yes, but he will die too quickly. The Puck also can initiate, but she will be at too much risk if everything is put on her. And that leaves the Shadow Fiend needs to make that early Shadow Blade or a Blink Dagger. He needs that BKB to withstand anything that comes from Buriza. And it's going to be a Gyrocopter to complete their draft. I was hoping for something a little bit more tanky because they don't really have a front line. But Gyro seems to be a favorite for Nefarious. This is about, I think, the 4th game where they decide to pick up the Gyrocopter. So with that, they do finish their draft. A little risky for Nefarious, I would say. I mean, I don't normally side a team. I'm very taken by drafts.
I am not going to say anything lest people start getting triggered again.
I think even the Legion Commander would have fitted. Even the Phantom Lancer, as a matter of fact, would have been a devastating pick if Nefarious had taken
Phantom Lancer is like a lathi charge waiting to happen.
And against the Lycan.
You just get hit by so many.
I think even an Ursa would have been a better choice for them in the safe lane carry, because I was a little unsure whether the Shadow Fiend is actually going mid or would they plan this shit and send him in the safe lane. But okay, fine. They have decided to opt to go for the Gyrocopter. He needs a lot of farm. If that momentum does break for Nefarious,
I don't know why.
early,
I believe that Nefarious should have gone with, instead of a Disruptor, they should have gone for a Necrophos. He would have been so much more.
How do you come up with these things?
No, the reason why I'm saying a Necro support in that instance, his Heartstopper aura is adding...
No, but we need the stuns. We need the silence.
You can always build up a stun.
You
have a Gyrocopter there. You think you can build up a stun on a Gyrocopter? One of his abilities is a homing missile.
I know, but he's also the carry of the team. I mean, Necro would work. Necro would work if he was sent mid, if he was a tank of the team, definitely, because that is what Nefarious really needed, a tank. And I think he would work better as a carry more than a support for me. Even if they had chosen the Necro as a carry over the Gyrocopter, I think it would work well for them.
Beautifully at that time.
But anyway.
Maybe. Maybe. All right, but well, that sums it up. Angie smiling viciously. I don't know. Probably
I think this is going to be a 30-minute game.
Where this guy gets his Dota information from, but I definitely need to have a dig at it. But what we need to have a dig at right now is the Dota 2 game in offing. Let's go there.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership as Team Buriza takes on Nefarious. My name is Vivek, with me is Floki. And Floki, we got some good old Clockwork Shadow Fiend back again.
Yeah, but they did it so inefficiently. The poor Shadow Fiend only has 6 souls. I know.
The max you can get is 12.
I think they could have gotten all 12.
You could do it better.
Yeah, I mean, they could have gotten all 12 to be honest, and if the Shadow Fiend did get all 12 of his souls, he would have completely destroyed the OD. Shadow Fiend is one of those heroes that does well against the OD in lane. I mean, sure, OD can go for a slightly different build and put more points in the Arcane Orb, as we are seeing Micro do. And that's really what you do on OD when you lane against the Shadow Fiend. But the Shadow Fiend typically should have the advantage because of the souls, but he doesn't have it, so I think gonna say that Micro will win this matchup. And I think he's gonna do so convincingly. He's probably gonna go for the 2-1-3 build. He's gonna put more points into Essence Sora and only keep 1 in Astral. I think that's probably gonna be if he gets ganked by something like the Clockwork. Really handy against him. So he will go for the 1 point in Astral. But with that said, the side lanes for Nefarious are looking pretty strong. You have a Witch Doctor. You have the Disruptor and the Clockwork with the Gyro top. And they just sort of destroy the Nyx Assassin. The Nyx has to be careful to not get caught out by the Glimpse and Cogs. And if he does, he is most certainly going to end up falling. Like, there's not much he can do to survive that.
Yeah,
Bottom
it
lane as well.
Is summer, and Darshan is stacking up on those mangoes. He's got 3 mangoes.
Indeed. Enchanted mangoes for the win. He has a lot of health regen with that, so that is something that he has going for himself.
Yep.
I want to talk a bit about the bottom lane as well. So the bottom lane, the Puck is going to be going in the off lane against Helm, who's on his Witch Doctor. And Puck is one of those heroes that can, because his base damage has gotten buffed in the last few patches, he can trade right clicks with the Witch Doctor very easily early on. In fact, he's perhaps one of the only heroes who can trade with the Witch Doctor level 1 and come out ahead on that trade. So he should be able to get some XP in this bottom lane.
I think the Knicks will get XP as well.
Yeah, the
I
Knicks...
think so. I think Darshan can pull this off. I mean, what do you want from a Knicks, right? You want to get 6 quickly? I think he's going to get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's
It might be
gonna...
a bit messy, but he'll get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna die as much in this matchup. He may, to be honest, because there's always a threat of the glimpse into cogs. But he shouldn't be able to stand in lane beyond the point, because what I think... okay, so this is probably Lips of an Angel to change his name to Mr. Lower Lower, or whatever, but he should be able to cog and mana burn the Nyx's mana away. And as a result, he's not gonna have any way to defend himself. So, with that, you should be forced out of the lane.
I also think that Rocket Barrage has a slightly shorter range or AoE than the cogs, so I mean, I think you barely get it. We're looking at Butter in the mid lane with that first point in toss. Now, Tiny as a 4 position is kind of hit or miss. You do it when you're feeling particularly adventurous, or when you think what the hell, Abhi?
Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna get the kill with the Howl and the Arcane Orb. But the Shadow Fiend, he's gonna come back to lane with a Salve. So, and the Sori is out of mana. So now Shadow Fiend should start ruling this matchup.
But you pick Shadow Fiend Clockwork, and all that base damage that you get from the cogs is pretty much being reset here. And I mean, over time, sure, the Shadow Fiend is going to start to win this matchup.
Yep. I think that Micro is gonna start having issues right about now, but the Shadow Fiend is not last setting well enough, to be honest. And he even broke his clarity, so yeah, Micro, even though he got first blood, I don't think that was the ideal move for him to make.
Yeah, a little bit of action down bottom. Mr. Lower might be off the map for a bit. Might have to go base thanks to that Maledict coming out from the Witch Doctor. I think Tiny's got to make a base trip as well. So both the 4 positions off the map. Butter, it's got 2 mangoes and boots of speed.
Yeah, and Darshan managed to pull his creep wave to the strong camp. So as a result, the wave is going to push into him and he's going to get some XP going for himself.
Oh yeah.
But Adiman is going to make the most of this and try to get both the neutral camps as well as the lane creeps.
I think this is more EXP for Adiman because he can probably get all those last hits, get the neutrals as well. So he might just get that little extra bit of EXP. I mean, if I was Adiman, I'd just probably ask Disruptor to get far away. Actually, yeah, exactly. The Disruptor could have been stacking another camp, trying to pull the wave, which he should have done at the 42-second mark because that's when you want to pull the small camp. Or maybe just stack the small camp for the next 12 or 13-minute mark and then do a double pull and ensure that Darshan doesn't get free EXP or doesn't have the wave closer to him. But the good news for Adiman is that there are 3 range creeps in this Radiant offlane, so the wave's eventually going to push in.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, Darshan is doing quite well for himself actually because now has the wand up, those multiple mangoes. Look at his health regen. Yep. He's literally going to go back to full in no time.
Fun fact, I think Doom at level 1 is 6 away 15 points of health per second.
Wait, what?
I think he's at 70. Or is it 40? My bad. Down bottom, we've got another cast into Maledict coming up from Helm. Fair bit of damage going out onto Mr. Lower. There is another instance of Maledict, and Maledict does do more damage for every point of HP you're missing. They do lose the Clockwork. They also lose the Shadow Fiend mid. This roaming Tiny, it's somehow working. I'm not really sure what it is that Butter did at mid. The roaming Clockwork isn't working though.
Yeah, he walked in from the river and managed to find the avalanche toss back on the Tiny, on the SF actually, not the Tiny.
Yeah. I think putting points into Astral might also. Oh, look at this! Butter's coming in again. Butter, Avalanche,
find
toss,
it.
looking for it, has it, but he's got illusions next to him. So he might not find the toss. But he's still chasing. Full position, Tiny. A rock with a mission, does manage to chase Abhi down, does the toss out. But Abhi's gonna be okay. You spoke of how Shadow Fiend should be winning this lane. Butter doing everything possible to shut down the Shadow Fiend. Turns around, gets the toss off with the Avalanche, with the Arcane off. They're gonna find the Shadow Fiend. Even if Butter ends up falling right now, which seems unlikely, it's absolutely okay. But Micro, in a bit of a pickle, has no real opportunity but to do anything else and try and trade with the Disruptor. He's gonna end up falling. Rogue with the Thunder Strike and lower with the Cogs pushback. Do end up finding that kill. So finally Micro ends up dying, but he's got a TP, so he can just TP back to lane. The one who's really hurting here is the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I mean the Shadow Fiend, someone managed to die so many times early on. I think the Observer Ward really didn't do as much as he hoped it would for him. It's placed in a rather awkward position. I mean, sure, it looks over the rune and gives you some vision of the Radiant high ground towards the middle area, right next to the Ancients.
Are you talking? He's got two wards, one looking at the bottom rune and one looking at the top rune near Roshan.
Yeah, but the problem is, so you see the Radiant Tier 1 tower and the trees next to it? There needs to be a ward.
Tier 1 tower and the trees
in
next
the
to it. Okay.
Yeah, mid lane. So
Yeah.
there needs to be a ward that scouts out the TP rotations coming in from between the tree line. That's where most supports are gonna TP from, and that's where Tiny's gonna try to find the angle. I mean, this time the Tiny got lucky that despite having a ward, RP didn't see him coming.
Look at Butter. This guy will not give Abhi a break. And even Micro joining in, they're moving into the dire jungle. Nefarious, they've got no other choice but to rotate all these supports towards the mid lane. Butter looking for the Avalanche toss, finds it out to do lower, dropping low in his own cogs. Tries to run away, will end up falling. The raise is coming through, Butter is still alive. Butter has a bottle, he's gonna get glimpsed back, but Micro, he's already done work here. Ends up finding the kill onto a B, and with that toss from the Tiny, will find a third. 3 heroes from the side of Team Buriza, or rather 3 heroes from the side of Nefarious, come in to deal with this Tiny OD, and they all end up falling.
I mean, this is just ridiculous, to be honest. The Nighttime Howl is doing so much work for them. I think the Nighttime Howl is the reason that they're making these aggressive plays on the map. It is giving them the extra bit of damage as well as HP. And it's really enabling them to dive heroes like this. I mean, if this was daytime, the Tiny would have been dead before getting the toss off, and Micro too would have been in a bit more of a pickle. But Micro once again diving in the middle lane.
They're going in again, toss into the courts. Micro, he's got 11 wand charges, so he's not too bothered. The Disruptor controlled by the Avalanche will fall as well. But here comes Adiman. Adiman, without too much mana, is missing HP as well. But he'll get the kill onto the OD. The problem is, do they pay the price? Helm is here with the Maldic. Doesn't really have too much follow-up damage. And Butter with the bottle, looking to find a way back in. Can't really latch onto any one of these heroes from the side of Nefarious. Rogue does TP in, does have the glimpse. Helm finds himself a double damage rune. But fortunately, this is a little bit of space for a B.
I mean, look at bottom lane though. The Sorap is just destroying the tier 2 tower.
Oh, yeah.
I think he might get the tier 2 tower within the next 3-4 minutes if this keeps up. I mean, they have to deal with the OD diving in middle. They need to either completely sack the SF or they either need to completely sack the bottom lane, and they're not doing either things right now. They're trying to win both lanes. Instead of doing this, you just go to one lane, try to secure it for yourself, because if you spread out your resources too thin, Team Buriza does have the advantage early on, and they will end up pummeling both of your lanes, and you won't find anything across the map.
Yeah.
Bottom lane.
Helm, with the Smoke of Deceit, his double damage wearing out, does bump into the Clockwork.
Oh yeah, Butter as well, level 3 and an Invis rune. The support Tiny is
Level
gonna work.
3 in Invis rune, his award past the tier 1. He knows that the Shadow Fiend is just in his jungle trying to catch up. What I really liked of all the movements that Nefarious have made is that they recognize that they've got it through multiple heroes mid. That rotation by Adiman, it was exactly what Nefarious needed. Unfortunately though, Adiman on the gyrocopter moves mid but doesn't have mana.
Yeah. He got
I think
completely.
You also spoke of another issue is that they're focusing so many resources mid, their side lanes are suffering.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're trying to win mid, but it's not working out for them. and they're beyond the point where they can actually do anything for the Shadow
look at
Fiend.
this.
But mid lane,
You've got Darshan moving in. He's got the Impale. The Spike Arrow is buying him a little bit of time, but he is losing HP fast. He's not got one charges. He's trying to run, but look at this. That an easy clips from Micro gets him a double. It's Buck on the retreat, and he might just end up falling as well. The phase shift buys him time, but is it enough? No, it isn't. Micro has the damage, and with 21 stolen intelligence, he can keep going. Butter looking for the toss, doesn't bother, moves forward, might just toss back the disruptor. The problem though for Team Buriza is that these heroes on the side of Nefarious will respawn shortly. And it's an ultra kill for Micro just 9 minutes in. A 5,000 net worth advantage, and all this while you got Saurabh finding a tier 2 tower bottom.
Exactly. I mean, what the bloody hell are Nefarious gonna do? It's not even 10 minutes in, and it's a 6k net worth advantage for Buriza. I don't see what Nefarious could possibly do to come back in this game.
I think
they need to wait for the level 6s.
What Nefarious exactly? You called it, Floki. They are moving bodies mid, but they got to move bodies mid after they get a little bit of EXP. Puck came mid, didn't have the coil. Maybe that coil could have controlled the OD. They might have been able to bring down Micro with a couple of raises. But Micro's itemizing to just stay alive. He's got his drums of endurance complete. He's got the Aquila for a little bit of armor. Infused raindrops 1. 10 minutes in, this is a lot.
Oh yeah, this Charm of Endurance is gonna pay off eventually, because he's gonna be able to chase down that Shadow Fiend with every single drum charge. Shadow Fiend can't really run away from a drum's OD early on.
Yeah.
In the jungle though, Darshan.
Man in the jungle, Darshan. Didn't have vision up the high ground, and Gyrocopter is gonna be okay.
Well, even Gyrocopter hasn't managed to pick up a bunch of farm. Or I could be wrong. You know what? He has the drums on his career, and he's doing okay, but could be doing better, to be honest. As I say that,
got a small bout in the jungle. There's all fighters from the side of Nefarious. Homing missile on one. They've got the glimpse. They might want to use it. Coil clips to Dante setting up for Nefarious here, but have they got any follow-up damage? They're gonna glimpse back Darshan. Mr. Lower tries to deal with the Witch Doctor, while elsewhere Micro, along with Saurabh, finds both cores, and here comes Saurabh on the Lycan, just runs down the clockwork. They'll find themselves the clockwork. Dante, he's already used the orb, doesn't have the phase shift, gets off a good waning rift, but what is the point?
I mean, Micro is just running all over them on the side of Nefarious right now. They seem to have no answer for this OD. OD even went for the 0 points in Astral, but I was wrong about that. So
yeah,
I did think he would perhaps
take that 1 point.
Yeah, take that 1 point and then start maxing out the Astral with 2 points in Arcane Orb.
Yep.
Because OD with this build really has no farming potential. But you don't need farming potential when you're walking over Nefarious like this. I mean, look at this. They're just going to push in, and what's the answer from Nefarious?
It's going to be nighttime, right? Yeah, it is nighttime. And Team Buriza, they've got the Howl again. They've got 2 siege creeps to work with. They're going to toss forward Micro, trying to bring down the Gyrocopter. He's got the hammer. He's got the Sandy's Eclipse. He's going to steal some in from Adi Man. Will bring down the Gyrocopter. Quick hook shot coming up from lower, and there's the Sandy's Eclipse. They'll find themselves the puck. Lower. I mean, he tried his valiant best to control this OD.
Okay, GG is going to get called.
They just don't have what it takes.
Wow.
Huh. I think if you're the Knicks and the Witch Doctor, you're like, why the hell am I even in this game?
Yeah, I mean, this bloody game. Okay, so I just want to point something out. The SF is lower in net worth than the Tiny is. A position 4 Tiny against a position 2 SF. I mean, absolute destruction from the side of Team Buriza.
I think you're speaking of Tiny, right? He's the 4th position.
Yep, 4th position.
This SF... okay.
So let's talk about the problems that Nefarious were having. Nefarious, once again, I've seen every single time they play this Dota, they tend to get run over by teams who have better lanes. And instead of having the discipline to get their level 6s, they try to rotate much earlier than their power spikes, and sort of try to even the playing field. But to be honest, that's not really gonna happen if you don't have your level 6s. You have no catch potential from Dante. He's just a puck with an illusory orb. He can't stop heroes from running away. Arby has no natural way of stopping heroes. The only real catch you have on the side of Nefarious is the glimpse from the Disruptor and possibly a kinetic field. And as a result, every single time the Disruptor just gets gone upon as the fight starts, and you have no control. If you have no control, how are you going to stop the OD from hitting you? I mean, sure, Puck can come in, he can use his silence, but the silence doesn't last very long early on. I mean, the Puck didn't even get to hit like level 7 or level 8 this game. That's a level 1 silence that lasts less than a second, so it's not stopping OD.
Yeah, I also think that what Nefarious were doing, which was correct, is that yeah, they recognized that the mid lane was going particularly hard and they just started throwing multiple heroes mid. The problem is when those multiple heroes came, they didn't have levels. Adiman came once without mana. I'm sure if he made that move with mana, it would have been different. Dante came once, he didn't have 6 on the puck. But yeah, I also feel this is a little bit of bad luck for Nefarious. Buriza just playing really, really well themselves. I remember the game was to Signify. They seem to be full of promise. They're absolutely justifying their slot in the Masters League. And I can't wait to see what this team does in the future. That's it, folks, as far as today's Dota 2 broadcast is concerned. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki. We've had a bunch of people on the analyst desk. We've had Adi. We've had a version of Adi that kept up his New Year resolutions yesterday. But today, we're back to our one and only Wagish. And him, alongside with Angela, will break down this 12-minute wreckage of a game coming up from Team Buriza. Over to the analyst panel.
All right, that was fast there, ladies and gentlemen. That was absolutely fast. They're coming in from Team Buriza. Absolute ownage there, but nothing to take away from Team Nefarious. In fact, talking about Team Nefarious, in fact, I had a word with Manoj Super XL Gola also about what I said earlier before the game about Necro being a support. Maybe why I said that is because I'm still in the zone of the old Necro. I forgot for a second, so many patches have come in, so I'm still thinking of the old Necro.
And you don't really play Dota every day, so it's expected that you'll not know all the patch updates that come in.
I do know there are patch updates. I just don't keep tab of them or on them. So this one's on me, ladies and gentlemen. No intention to give wrong information. It's just that I'm stuck in like old school, just like my music. Okay, Angie, I'm looking.
All right, so talking about this game, Nefarious versus Buriza. First of all, Butter, I think I would call you the MVP of this game. He was playing the Tiny, and your roaming skills are brilliant. You kind of made sure that everybody was safe. Now, he was playing the off lane. He was actually one of the carries of the team, apart from the Lycan doing his pushing strat. But this game didn't even really need the Lycan to be there, because it was more of just team play between the OD and the Tiny. And they made sure that most of the action that happened in the game against Nefarious was in the mid lane. They didn't even really need to go to gank the gyrocopter. Now, Team Buriza, well played. I mean, their boot camp must be going really, really good if they're destroying teams within 15 minutes of the game.
I think the Delhi weather's suiting them.
I mean, then I wouldn't say that for Nefarious, because they are also from Delhi. But I think Nefarious was just not playing that
nefarious
serious
enough.
Could be that. It also could be that I think they feel a little demotivated as of now, because they are a little lower on the board. But this is also a primer, you kind of realize that there are so many teams in the Masters League, and it is difficult to win in the Masters League. So Nefarious, it's okay, it's all right. Some games are good, some games are bad.
See, but, man, I'll just say one thing to what Angie said, okay? It's a very clear thing. No, there's no two-team victory here. It's a sport. Let's keep it like that. Somebody has to lose. Sadly, it's Nefarious today. My due condolences. Nothing to take away from Nefarious. It's just that Buriza was good.
That's true. And I hope that Nefarious goes back and just watches this game for once. Just sees their draft. Because I think... I think they lost at the draft. It was not even the game. I know the game went on for a short time. They lost quite a bit in the draft. And the reason being that is, I think they had a pocket strat, didn't really work out for you. But there are sometimes, you just have to play the standard drafts to kind of see where else you can kind of perform, where things are not working out of the box for you. And I hope they go back stronger and they come back with a positive attitude into the tournament and give us a much, much better, exciting game to see.
Alrighty then. Well, that sums up today's ESL India Premiership 2018 Masters League edition, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and presented to you by Norton Gaming and ESL. I'm your host Vagish Godsley and
I'm Angela.
And we'll be catching you guys again tomorrow. We have more games. Yes, we do. This is the ESL India Premiership. We'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Cheers.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer,